So, Jahid is the problem why we're having technical difficulty with the mic. I just want all the people that are outside that are watching in so you'll know who to pray against, know who to fight. If you see him somewhere in the store, you know to just strike him, hit him. I'm just so irritated. How many of y'all irritated with Jahid? The nasty way. Want to be saved, want to make something. So everybody's sick of your way. Even Jahid's sick his own way, but it takes some time for him to trying to get. Is everybody all right though? Y'all glad to be alive? All right, anyway, tomorrow we'll be going into the 7th Yarrick of the year. Isn't that right? That's right. That's right. That's right. Tomorrow and Layla we'll be celebrating Turah, right? With the sound of the trumpet. He told us to hearken to the sound of the trumpet. Isn't that right? Definitely want to make sure we're right, make sure we're ready. Definitely time for us to consider. I'm looking for Yahuwah to come back and harvest us and take us with him. All right? So we got to make sure we someday Yahuwah desire. That he desired the first right fruit. Isn't that right? So let's make sure that we're right when he get back. Us ripe is being ready. Now ripe is being right. Sadiq, Sadak, everything we're doing. That's our goal. I appreciate Mr. Yahuwah for sparing us once again, our young people. Did my young people learn anything from that drawing skill I had up there? How many of y'all like that drawing art I be doing? That's beautiful, beautiful. I want to see y'all in the mail. Cool. All right, no, that's too late. We full. We full now. We full. We get full. I don't know what for. That thing we just sitting with a bunch of tickets like everybody just walking. You know what I'm saying? The mail cool fill up quick. What was y'all thinking? Y'all gonna try to throw y'all ham the last minute? We packed right now. Get back with me later. Well, y'all got, anybody want Jahid's seat? Good. Jahid ain't got one. See, you'd have jumped too fast. See, now you finna mess up. Well, I ain't getting Jahid no seat, not right now. He get rid of that nasty, rotten attitude. What would it take to get Jahid a seat? Who in here can get a seat up for Jahid? It's good. Good. Jahid, why don't you pay us all your money?
How much I want?
How much you got?
Undisclosed amount.
They give us the undisclosed amount. We ain't saying we get no seat. We just want your money. Otherwise, we'll take it by force. Isn't that right? Mike, how you feeling? How Waffle House treating you? Oh, don't brag. It ain't been but a week. The man, like it's been months and years. How many of y'all been to Waffle House lately besides breathing? When last time you been that thing?
Probably about a month ago.
About a month. What you get?
Chicken breast.
Chicken breast. Somebody say you told them how to get the chicken breast and eggs or something like that?
Chicken breast, eggs, waffle, and grits.
Chicken, egg, waffle, chicken. Yeah, the chicken should be chicken. Eggs gonna be eggs. Greek been there. How long it been Greek? You got a waffle. You already get the waffle. What, the pecan waffle? Man, I can't eat just a waffle and syrup in more. Man, my stomach be total bitch. I can't. I guess I drunk too much. A pecan waffle. It good. Got that pork still on there. Man, don't fool yourself. Look at the crinkles in the bacon. That come on that waffle machine. Yeah, that's how way to cook it. You got to put on a waffle machine. Where you think they get that grief from? But no, that waffle was decent. I mean, I ain't never been no real waffle person like that. You know what I'm saying? Not the waffle. I don't know. That wasn't never really my thing. Now, theirs with the pecan in it wasn't bad. That pecan wasn't bad, but I don't know if I can eat it now. But just eat like, it's some people who can eat like, also he can just eat some pancakes or just some waffle with syrup on them. Man, I'm going straight to the bathroom. My gut bust. I got to get something to hold my stomach. Man, that slippery slime syrup on there and that sweet stuff early in the morning. I can't do no donuts, cinnamon roll in no morning. My stomach don't work like that. Anybody else like that? That's sweet to tell my stomach. I can't eat that stuff anymore. I'm done. I got to eat me some food. I'm going to eat some donuts on that. It's going to have to be like later on in the day. My stomach got to wake up. These young people, I know they can. Y'all like that waffle syrup, all that good sweet stuff. Yeah, we got to get y'all some diabetic syrup. Or y'all get too old. Y'all won't be messed up like other people around here. That stuff will mess you up. That stuff ain't made out of the same stuff it was when we were coming along. Ain't that right? Stuff was a little better. It was still sugar, but it was real sugar. I don't know what they got. Now, what they got, some affectionate sugar? Ain't that right? That stuff will love you to death and tear your bowels up. We got to give them something else. Yeah, we got to start getting y'all to eat something more healthier. Really, for our people, though, that's something we got to do. We do have to train our people how to eat. America had messed us up. That's not something. They definitely didn't train us how to eat. They train us how to destroy ourselves. It'll look good. You can work out all you want against it. It still just tear you down because it do the internal work. It's what it do to us internally. It just destroys all the way around. And a lot of the foods that they actually give us, and the sugars and the other artificial ingredients that they put in stuff, it actually affects the endorphins in the mind. That's what. If you want to destroy the Negro two ways, you give him his health and his mind. When he can't think, he already in confusion. You could do it. Think about it. You will never find a group of colored people, so-called quote-unquote blacks, Negroes. You'll never find us coming together looking at really strategizing how to break away from the system. You'll never find it. People teach you how to work inside the system. That is, it's being honest. It's just kind of like trying to tell you to succumb to being locked in prison versus looking at how you can rehabilitate yourself and get out of the prison system, and let alone that, stay away from the prison system. We don't have programs like that. We have programs that pretty much set you up how to adjust to the system, how to become comfortable with the system, and then how to operate with the system so you wind up coming back to the system. They don't teach us how to break away from the system. They don't teach us survival skills. And that's why a lot of times the so-called Negro, he left in such a derision when it comes down to a decision on how to do or what to do or how to function. He really doesn't know. All he does, he just accepts. He doesn't look at it. He has no other alternative other than, listen, that's just how it is. You might as well accept it. Why should I? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, but that's pretty much what we at. And I'm a proponent for trying to educate our people how to escape the system. When I'm talking about escaping the system, I'm talking about the rhetoric of the system, the destruction of the system, the things that hamper us. We don't have enough of the so-called Negro as homeowners. We don't have enough of the so-called Negro as real business owners. They get us businesses, but we get business on a smaller scale. Usually something we do out of our car. And I'm being honest, they don't brick and mortar, establish business like that. A lot of times they don't. We don't. Everybody not just claim a business doing anything. We don't have like real business structure to where when things happen, like when the coronavirus hit, a lot of people of color should have received a lot more money, and I'm talking about monies that they wouldn't have had to pay back. Everybody else, like the so-called Negro, we wind up getting stuff like the SBA loan, which looked good at the time, but these are loans that you locked yourself back into 30 years. The whites got more PPP loans where these loans you didn't have to pay them back, and they got millions. They got millions. They showed you black rapper, buy his car, go to jail. I don't see what the problem is. You gave him the money. If he qualified, that's how stupid he is with his business. He decided to take it and use it by a car. That's his stupidity, but you gave it to him. So don't give it to me, then tell me how to spend and hold my hand. Just don't give it to me, give it to me, then and trust me to run my business. But unfortunately, we don't get that. Now, Ruth Chris Steakhouse, when they got, what, $10 million PPP? Mm-hmm. For 8 weeks, you tell me Ruth Chris turned $10 million. I don't believe it. Right. I don't care how they ain't turned no $10 million in no 8 weeks. I don't believe it. That's a flat lie. But look, they came up from it. Nobody investigating them. Nobody going back and checking them. They're going to put 84,000 IRS workers to do what? To sit around and victimize people of color. As soon as you miss them loan payment, you going to jail. Yeah, all they did, put us under another stress. But see, it's because we don't have people to educate us on how to do things and how to successfully, get things and move away, and without looking at conviction, or without looking at our businesses being seized. A lot of time for them, see, white companies, none of those people have to worry about it. And then you got companies that got PPP, nobody talked about them. They didn't even make the news. You think Bank of America, all these people didn't get one? All these people, they let people go. They shut down banks. They just let people work from home. You don't think they got them. They just didn't tell you about it. Nobody publicized them. They're going to publicize a few black people. They're going to round up. They're going to lock up. And white people going to walk free, and they're going to look honest. Just like Donald Trump. He innocent. He innocent. He innocent of being an honest man. Y'all right? He's completely innocent. He's not honest. And a lot of them, they're just not. And this is the problem we got. These are the people that set our framework for society. These are the people that set the rules for us. These are the people that run us down. These are the people that sick the dogs on us. Right. When the dogs need to be biting his owner. Right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, people don't want to talk about that either then, don't they? But that's why what one of my goals, let me say one of my desires, one of my goals, I'm going to accomplish it. Eventually I'm going to accomplish it, is really trying to get our people to a point where we can do business with America, white America, but we don't have to be under them. I don't believe we have to lead their country to be something or be somebody. We just have to set ourselves an agenda. We have to set ourselves a constitution that allows us to be able to function. Because our people need rules. We don't need our people without rules. A society can't exist without rules. Don't believe that. People, oh man, we don't need no rules. You're a lie. That's a lie. You need rules. You need governing. People need to know what's right, what's wrong. That needs to be there. A lot of the legal parts of what we got, we can keep. We just can't keep the operation of. If we say something, we out of here. What's this? I just looking at news. They were talking about the black coach for Boston, the Boston Celtics. He was having sex with a subordinate, and now he got to stand out for a year. But the white owner, consensual sex, not rape. Yeah, consensual sex. Whether he the boss or she the boss, I mean that's their choice. The only thing I make them sign off on, you're not suing this corporation. You having sex with this man, y'all banging. I'm not paying a dime for it. Other than that, that's your business. That's your business. But unfortunately, white America does it all the time. You got a white owner from the Phoenix Sun that sat here and made racial comment, inappropriate comment, and this man gets suspended for how long? A whole season, and he gonna still get his check because he the owner. Now is the coach still gonna get paid? No, he's not getting paid. The owner's getting paid, and the owner's he's still gonna run the operation. You see the difference? Now the coach won't get a dime, but the white owner still he's the owner of the team. How's he not, what you gonna say? He can't get paid for a year? He's still gonna get paid. Hey, do you think he was there running the day-to-day operation in the first place? So what is he losing? Yeah, right here, Plunket's still gonna do what he tell him to do. People still gonna answer to him. So, they'll make it look like they hurting these people. They're not hurting them. But he should have been forced. Well, let me say this. No, I disagree with that. I don't believe he should have been forced to sell his team. This is something I'm against, simply because it's his team. Now, what you do, how you punish him is you don't support it. My problem not with him, my problem with the players. Why are you working for a man that feel like that and he had that kind of conversation about you? Are you that stupid for money that you have no self? And that's what hurt all our so-called black athletes. They don't have integrity. Nothing. One for football. One I respect probably most out of all of them. He gone now with beast mode. Marshall Lynch, he about the only one out of everyone you put them together. I have more respect for him than any of them. For the fact that he ain't get on his knee, he ain't run with nobody. He sat down, he would do what he wanted to do. At the end of the day, he did what he wanted to do. I remember he came back, he was hurt. That joker got on the field, he did a play. That joker got out there, he walked up, went up to the stand. They were like, he told he's unhurt, he's don't feel it. They was like, that man just walked, he walked right on out the field. He let nobody come out there and roll on him, talking about keep going. That joker went right on, he told, listen, he didn't sit down, that joker left, he went to the prayer. He like, man, I'm done. That's it. He didn't say in the interview, like, yeah. They like, man, he's stupid. Man, they paid them one dime, Skittles paid for it. They fine you for not talking to the media. They come at Marshall and he's like, yeah. They say him like, he getting a fine. Skittles said, we paying it. Don't even worry about it. He ain't pay a dime of his money. He walked through all those players for the Raiders. Yep. I know people that play with him. He sat them bastards down, tried to show all them bastards how to put their money up. Yep. Stop blowing your money. This man never spent his money. This man put his money up, and he actually walked through with these players and tried to tell them how to put their money up. This is what you need. They couldn't make Marshall Lynch do nothing. All them jokers would get on their knee there. Marshall Lynch just sit on the bench by himself. He's like, I'm not standing for no flag. That joker sat right there on the bench. And you ain't see nobody run over there. You ain't see them 4 times. We get rid of him. Man, look, he made his own check, made his own way with him. I don't know why people keep thinking, listen, these people need us. They work off your fear. White people work off your fear. I'm just saying, that's how they create these movies. All the movies that really made a lot of money were Freddy Krueger, Jason, all killer movies, killing folk. Fear. They make money off your fear. Why you think the news come on and tell you about disasters and stuff? It runs you to the store. It makes you do what they want you to do. It makes you panic. Fear makes money. Everybody get out. It's coming right now. The storm coming. Nobody gonna be escaped. So you start scrambling, running, doing stuff. Fear makes money. You'll pay whatever to get away from it. As soon as you get through and you get gone, all of a sudden, when the whole thing get disaster, it always all of a sudden tap all the black places. Then the white folk walk in and buy it. You're like, why would you buy that when they're because I control the weather. Look at New Orleans. They forced them all out of there. Now they forced right. And look at the nigga. The nigga still poor. Forced them out, paid them pennies on their houses. Man, them folks getting stuff like $1,500 for them houses. And listen, insurance check, them people getting $1,500. Them people didn't get no money. I know, listen, I remember they shipped them people up here. I had a little, me and my wife had a little, what we had? We had a restaurant. Oh, yeah. Restaurant, wing stand, and spend it out. Anyway, we had the people cut, listen, every dime they got, they were there spending. Buying catfish, buying shrimp. They were eating they behind them, buying barbecue ribs. But I sure appreciate them folks there. Woo, them niggas know they ate. All they did was ate and drank all day. It was a convenience store. Buy the bill, buy something to eat, buy shrimp, buy cat. I had to run back, buy more catfish, buy more shrimp. All they did was eat themselves out. None of them set no plans. They thought they were going to live in a hotel forever. Them people came in, shut down, they like, yeah, this whole program here over with. Y'all going to have to go. You know, they never saved a dime. They were just spending money. I had one guy sat there, he said, yeah, he was working for a Toyota company down there. He was like, yeah, I got my 401k money they finna give me. He said, I got the money they giving me, and then they finna buy my house. I got 2 houses. They paid him like, I think like $10,000 for both his houses. Oh yeah. They paid, he was excited. Oh, they were great money. Then he looked at, he was like, he said, I called my job and they supposed to give me my 401k. They working and pull out to give it to him. Now he got paid his 401k. He was stacked on that one. He had $1,500 in his 401k. $1,500. Don't forget the penalty he getting for withdrawing it. He said, yeah, my boss, he getting that set up and they supposed to be sending me that. I'm sitting looking at, man, you got $1,500 in your 401k? I wouldn't even told nobody that. I wouldn't even touch that. That's retarded. Your fine, taking that $1,500 gonna cost you more than $1,500. You like, by the time you get the early withdrawal penalty, the other penalties you're gonna get on it, it's like, just stop. But you just watch where their understanding was. Same thing they're gonna do to the people in Mississippi. They'll get a lot of them out of Jackson. That's why they really calculate on our people not getting an education. And most of our people don't know dollars that make sense. Our people don't know nothing about making sense out of dollars. So that little stuff, because the average want to get high, we want to get drunk. They prey on us with that, getting us high, getting us drunk, and partying. Listen, that fixes any nigga problem. If he can get high, if he can get drunk and party, y'all know that. That's our people. Our poor people, am I telling the lie? No. People low income, that's how you want to do. Party, eat, and get drunk, get high. They beat you every time. It ain't that white people don't do it. They're just not stupid with their money. So that's why we got to educate our people about making money, how to use money. See, all I thought was you work, you get money, then you give it away. Money don't work that way. You got to take money and learn how to make money work for itself. So if you're working for money, you don't know how to make money work for itself, you're in the wrong business. You can't win that game. You can't win that game. That's like a prostitute. Go find me a rich prostitute. Guess where her money go? Pimp. To her pimp. Her pimp get rich. Prostitute never get rich. Eventually, that trade gonna pay out for her. See, she don't realize she getting money right now. I'm gonna just keep getting money. No, you gonna keep getting older. Stuff in your body gonna keep falling, and they're gonna be looking for younger girls. You gonna be out the business. See, they don't teach us how to do that. They just make a fool out of us. So it's important for us to strategize, just like the synagogue. People don't realize the synagogue is similar to the so-called Negro church. The synagogue was actually not only a place where they came, they were just educated with the debar. They actually sat down and dealt with matters. See, when you go to these churches now, these churches don't deal with no matter. They bring them straight in, usher them in, give them a slamming choir, you know what I'm saying, tear the place up, start hollering about God and shout and shoot you out. See, years back, those people sat down and strategized, they talked. Those people sat down and talked about matters, talked about things they need to do and what they could do for change and how they were trying to set up so those kids would have a better opportunity than what they had. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have the spiritualism, what we have now, and the knowledge of what we have now, but they had a better concept of what needed to happen. They knew things couldn't remain the way it was. Y'all they were instrumental in the prayer of praying for change, trying to make little advancements to get us toward, like the deliverance of slavery, or so-called letting us go for slavery. A lot of those people were instrumental in the push of that. Y'all got it. White people didn't just come up with just using us. It was already a desire of us that we wanted to be free. We wanted to be free. We wanted change. But now niggas don't want no change. Niggas think they free now. How you free? There's nothing that a nigga controls. You don't even have a voice. If these white folk don't like you, they shut you down. They shut you down. There's not any athlete, they shut them down. Any black organization, they shut them down. Why the NAACP don't talk about this? They'll run out to a black shoe and they gone. Is this one I'm gonna stop saying? I'm just curious. Is this the only problem we got? This one shooting is the problem we got with America. Or is it the system that propagated this? They're going to deal with that. They're going to put the spotlight on that shoe. They're going to get the family that money. They're going to get their money. Bye, niggas. Where they at now? You don't notice you don't see them till somebody get shot. See, we working behind the scene. They're a white organization created by white people with a black people front face, and they're getting paid to keep their mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. Now, there's a case that happened that's not too popular here, and I'll send it out to y'all. It actually happened in Statesboro, Georgia. How many of y'all familiar with it? 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 5. You familiar with it too? Well, a young black man was being chased by a white man and a white woman. And while he was being chased, they were shooting at him, and he turned around and shot, and he wound up hitting the white woman, and she died. He was convicted. He has been convicted. The NAACP was down there on that one. Why do we know this? Why this wasn't national news? This the NAACP. Why this wasn't national news? Let me tell you how the whole thing works. From Rockdale County, Newton County, any of these little small counties. The purpose of these counties and why they get out and they let y'all niggas have the city of Atlanta is actually too big. It's too many. The people that locked in that system making the money are there. There are some crumb snatchers down there getting a little money. You know, they getting a little 100,000, getting $1 million. These crackers get millions from Atlanta. Okay, they get millions on top of millions. Okay. They started moving out here because they realized this is my era. So they move out these small counties. They lock these counties down. So y'all niggas cut the food you want to now. When you get him, what I'm going to do to you, ain't nobody come down here and get you. Ain't nobody come down here and get you. And that's how they keep these little towns locked out. Statesboro should have been changed. Yeah, it should have been. A lot of these, we've been in these areas. Statesboro ain't new. The nigga had an advance. Savannah, all these places get you locked away. Nobody never find you again. These people got their own law. Most of y'all don't even know. Did y'all know in Rockdale County that you could be a judge and you don't have to have a law license? Yeah. Most of y'all didn't know that, did you? Can you imagine that somebody that's sitting up here making the decision of me losing my child, making a decision on me spending the rest of my time in prison or jail or going home, has never been to law school, it does not have a law degree, and is a judge in Rockdale County? Wow, this won't make national news though. Who you think set it up? Probably us. Probably black people. Because they're right, you don't need it. So this is what you do. You run in with your hopes and prayers of maybe God will be gracious to you. Maybe the Lord will work it out. These white folks, look at, they are the Lord. They are God. They don't need no degree to do whatever they're going to do to you. I'm white. I say this is what it is, and that's what you got. Nobody, who going to ask the judge, can I see your law license? Where they going? Are you even an attorney? They've been doing that. There's no black county town, predominantly that they're going to let black people sit up without degrees to do anything. They don't do that. When we get people at city or mayor, whatever they're going, they always have to have degrees. These white boys ain't had no degree for years. These jobs that niggas go and apply for, they done been to college, they got degrees, they done been attorney, they done been this, and you ain't nothing. White man walking, I don't need all that, I'm white. Who gonna be better than me? Ain't no investigate about me taking no money. It's my money. They can let all black faces sit in these counties and do stuff. At the end of the day, whites rule. You want the picture and you want the picture, the fame and the glory of showing yourself. White people always rule this stuff. Cause the Negro mind is small. They claim that the wild hog has a short-term memory. They say he will run and he will forget where he's running from. He will stop. Do you know that is the mind of the nigga? The nigga mind is so short-term, he does not even know what he's running for. But the worst candidate you'll ever get is a black one. All his causes, everything he's gonna run for is gonna be a white agenda. To get in, it'll look like it favors you. Come in and talk to you. Come in and give your black speech. You know what? I come to this place. I just want to say, I knew when I got out of my car, the spirit was in their place. Folks started shouting, woo! Because I grew up, and they'll misquote a scripture. That don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean that because they misquote. You could tell God, and I know God. And I can see God, and they give you this story growing up doing something. Everything that identified to you always about, let me say, religion and being poor, not having that. Elway, what made you think that I grew up with my lights off? Why would you come in having a conversation with me talking about you growing with your lights off? And sometime the water went on. What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Because they look at this is predominantly your situation. Then they add the religion part, add the almost shout part, and knowing God all their life. But when they get their position, why don't you get up there and tell them on that national stage? Because white people don't want to hear that. Nope. White people don't want to hear about your water being cut. That means you too stupid to run our county or our state. Yep. You come from a family of illiterates. Yep. None of these people get on no stage to have these conversations. Not no national stage. They always have with us in private. Yep. Because who you trying to attract? The dumb nigga. Yep. We got to get to the polls and vote. We got to get the polls. You get the poor people activated because you need poor people. Poor people who they're going to use to bust out windows and tear up stuff. Yep. and make it the destruction of stuff. They ain't got nothing to do. They can go to prison. So you use them as an alternative. When you don't want to do it, you just hide. You throw the rock and hide your hand. They just sit back and hide their head. Y'all know how much money these people making a riot? Some of these people be out here busting their own windows out. Set fire to their own stuff. Then they got insurance claim. How about the night y'all came and y'all nigga burnt my store down? I forgot to go ahead and take my deposits out that night. We made like, I know we usually have at least like $300,000 a night. I forgot to get incentive plate burned to the ground in no way really verified. Since I'm white, it got to be the truth. A lot of these people behind, they don't pull these people financials. They'll blame it on the riot. Y'all don't realize they need this stuff. They use us. You'll go to prison. You'll go to jail. You'll be on probation. You'll get time. All this stuff will happen. You'll get hurt. All this. This is money. Police working overtime. So now the city gets to go and ask the federal government, or they go to the state. When they go to the state look at, man, listen, we ain't got the money for all that overtime. Let's go to the federal government. Listen, I got officers out here working, man. They working 99 hours a day. 99 hours a day. Joe Biden can't count. You know what I'm saying? He said, I remember that number. He said, now I'll forget a number like 95 or 80. They're eating it, but a 99 number, Joe said, I don't forget that. That's what he told Hunter. Look, Hunter, don't lie. You know you're on drugs. Your word is about it. Make sure that don't get out. It come get everybody. But anyway, that's where we at. This is where we at, and it's sad that this money making is made off of us. These people make money off our stupidity, off our illiteracy. And it's time for us to educate ourselves and be a smarter people. I try to talk to people all the time, but I've been with you. People ain't moved. I could tell people, even with my own people right here, y'all not moved to do nothing. Y'all comfortable in the situation, and y'all feel like change can't happen. I don't know why you don't think it. I don't know why you think it can. All it takes is a few of us. We ain't the only people feel the way we feel. There's a lot of people, they tired of shenanigans, they tired of the game, they tired of rhetoric. They just want somebody to be plain straight down the middle and somebody for people. I'm for all people. I'm just for what's right. People of color need to eat. We need a fair shake and a fair opportunity, and we need a voice. Y'all know, we need a real voice. We need a voice. Yeah, we need something to stop us from getting snatched up, grabbed, and taken out, and no repercussions to it. That needs to end. We've been here long enough. We ain't terrorists. We don't need to be, the conversation don't need to be called about, are we terrorists? How long we been here? How long we been? Why we had a conversation? We hate the country. How long we been here? You wouldn't have a country we weren't here. We don't care your police force. We don't care your prison system. We don't care your education system. Everything you got, your medical system, every system they got with them, we've been the better scientists they ever found. We've been the better people to discover anything. Ain't nobody there and contributed more to this country enough. They'll have a day, they'll acknowledge everybody else of Hispanic, ethnic group, any other ethnic group, they want to acknowledge us. They'll never acknowledge. They'll act like all we can do is rap and shoot a ball and throw one or catch one. That's an insult to our intelligence. You don't even have our best. You don't even have our best talent out there. Most of these folks don't know that. They think the best talent, what you see on the field, our best talent is not on their field. Our best talent is not on their court. They've never seen it. All the people they're impressed with, they have never seen our best talent. Man, they got people doing pole vaults, running, jumping, sticking a stick in the ground. I show you them in Africa jumping, listen, leaping over 8 feet, coming straight to the ground, no pole in the ground, and landing on their feet. White folk got to land on a mattress. Pull that video and let them see them, boy. Listen, I ain't talking about run no mile back. I'm talking about take a few steps back, jump clean over and land on their feet on the ground. And they impressed with a white boy got a pole in the ground. Man got a 50-foot pole. He holding back up here on the 48 foot of the pole. And I'm impressed because he in the air. Man, stop it. Grab it at the bottom and let me see you get up there. Then you land on a mattress. Oh, sorry, clown crackhead. Land right here on a water bed. They're like, whoa. Man, our people been doing this stuff. I'm not even impressed. I don't even watch. Listen, I don't even watch their white athletic. It's an insult to my intelligence. Because I already know what you've done. It's an insult to my talent. I'm not going to do it. You don't show, from football to basketball, you'll never show our best talent. You'll show people that you can control. You'll show people that won't expose your system. That's what they make sure. They teach them niggas how to talk before they get a microphone. They teach them, listen, they coach them niggas on what they want them to do. The ones that outspoken and voiceful, they getting rid of you. You don't fit the team. They gonna get rid of you. Just like what that so-called girl of color, the track runner, she would be cussing the whole time she was running. Cussing the whole time she was running. And blow them out the door. All they had to do was find out, oh, she smoked marijuana. Yeah, we gotta get you out of here. Marijuana ain't no drug enhancer. If anything, it put her behind. Beat them running, beat these white folk running and cussing the whole time while she running. You losing air. Most of it controlling your breathing. Do you understand how fast you got to be? You don't run track. You got to know how to control your breathing. Do you understand how much you're losing that you're cussing the whole entire time you're running and you're beating these people? White folk looking at it, they can't get it. They're looking at it. We have to control our, look at it. This is something you have to do. This is natural for us. White people know how to run from us. White people used to slide when they run. Like fat people, they just slide. They roller skate when they walk. Hey, we've been on our toes. We've been running all our life. We got 4 flat feet to beat people that'll try to run the ball at their feet. We just know how to run. All that extra stuff, I just know how to get away. That's how we know how to do it. Y'all know they made a fool out. They get us and then they trap us and they start and they think know we injured later on. That's how we wind up injuring our career early, because they try to show it to make us run like them. We just know we just run. I had a friend that nigga was faster backward than Mo Joker and run forward. Listen, that joker was fast. That joker run back. I'm gonna run backward. No lie, he was fast. Listen, he was fast too, backwards. I know the guy he to run, he moving on like that while he run. Wide on, he from the project, fast too. Listen, doing it on like that while he run. See, they didn't know that. They didn't think nothing about it. That's just how he used to run. White folk get him, make him lock his arm to the side. Now they can't run nowhere. He look at, that's not how I run. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. And I'm fast when I do it. They recognize fast. Like, we just need to control it. We need to do it. That's what messed them up. Yes, sir. You got the video for us? Okay, drop it down. All people. I hate wrong action. And see, this stuff here don't get on the news. Why don't they go video and put this on the worldwide sport? Because when they start watching it, now when you watch them guys do all that little pretty little stuff they were doing and still hit the pole, they jumping all up. What did you do? What did you do? These guys out here, just the natural run of things are just showing you, they ain't even running back no 50 yards and clearing it and landing on the top. Ain't no run from the side so I can set my body to throw. See what I'm saying? All this stuff is technique and trick. All them boys know is, I know how to jump over it. Right. One white folk get them and mess them up, stick that pole in their hand, that side jumping, they done. Like the other nigga trying to land on his head. I'll break your neck. He ain't land on your feet. And see, typically, that's how we've had to operate. We had to land on our feet in difficult situations. That's why they can do it. That's our lifestyle. But see, we don't get to see ourselves in a good, positive light a lot of time, and that's why we stay in such degradation. That's why we stay depressed. That's why we stay depleted. That's why we mostly defeated, because we don't ever get to see ourselves in a positive light and see what our people can do. All those people standing there, they were their own people. That was just as glorious and just as famous them being in an arena with a bunch of white people. All those people came out to support their own people, to watch their own people, but you don't get no light. When white people do something, they make everybody, they put a TV in everybody's house, make you watch it. That's how they do it. They make us watch that. Anything like that. They know if too many people start watching that, even white people, they'll start like, I want to go there and see that. That's interesting. Oh, they already know what's going to happen. Why you think they got rid of Negro baseball? People got tired. Babe Ruth, the only one you had can hit a ball. Only him. Joe DiMaggio, them guys didn't have nobody. Man, we had so many Statue Page, Gibson, all these folk we had out here. Man, we had people had way better records than these guys have. Way better. These folk lost 700 home run. We had people in the Negro League had surpassed them guys. Blow them out. You know what they do? They refuse to show the numbers. You know what they say? It don't count because you ain't in the MLB. Whether MBL, what it is? Same thing. Or MF. You ain't in the MF, whatever it is. See that? As soon as you ain't in something that's with them, now your numbers don't count. And that's what we'll say. Well, if you ain't in there, then you know your stuff. That's the same thing in the football league. If you ain't in the NFL, your football league don't count. They ain't the only people got no. Canada got a professional football team, and nobody don't pay them no attention because they ain't white. I mean, you saying you the world champion? Who all did you play? You played 32 teams in the United States. How you the world champion? These boxers, they don't fight nobody but him. How you the best in the world? Do y'all understand what kind of psyche this is? That you are retarded? That you fought people here and you're the best in the world? I never understood that. That blows my mind. You could put world champion on a basketball trophy. Who did you play? I played 33 teams in the United States. I'm the world champion. See, white people get in your mind and make you think they could beat anybody in the world, which is a lie. The guys you got now, go take them overseas and let them play there and see how they do. Them guys know what kind of talent over there now. You see they bringing them over here. Them niggas ain't leaving going over there. Them folk don't, listen, they done hone their skill off these jokers. And they still gonna call themselves the world champion. These guys not no world champion. Put them out there, take any one of these football teams, put them out there one of them rugby teams, see what happened to them. Let them keep that equipment on, them jokers can get drugged. They brought a guy one time from rugby over here. They know what happened, they don't want down there that rugby. Man, no helmet. But see, they impress us all the time. Because think about that, that's what they show us. So once you see black people playing rugby, I want to see that junk. I want to see some real football. They'll laugh at you. They'll tell you, first thing they can't get how you call it football and you throwing it with your hands. That's your first lie. How is it football and you throwing it with your hands? Only us. Only us. They didn't football, that's soccer. Them guys using their feet. America can't beat nobody. Let they go get somebody Hispanic or they got to get black people. They got to get people on there. These American people don't know how to play. They got a little white kid. Them little white kid gonna do nothing. Their mom got a little ball. They been riding around in a van. Them folk walk. Folk riding donkeys. That's all they do. They sleep and eat soccer. Them folks will kick rock. You know them folks keep boop, 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 boop all day long. That's what they do. These kids ain't ready for no real soccer. It's TV stuff. America has a way of framing stuff to make it look like they the best at everything when they actually not. I'm just for the truth. And we look down on too many people. And I'm guilty of it because based off of the ideology of what America shows as a teacher, they'll make you think we're superior to everybody. That's a lie. That's a lie. They'll make you where you don't recognize nobody but them. And that's crazy. All the stuff you do, they'll make you think when you celebrate Christmas, the whole world celebrating Christmas. 4th of July, like you'll go to something like, what are these people doing? It's the 4th of July. They're like, we don't recognize that junk. That's your stuff. And you don't think other people are heathen because they don't recognize something you fabricated and made up. That's why the so-called Negro in the situation here, I'm for change. I'm for change. I would like to see us establish something for ourselves. I had an opportunity to talk to Stacey Abrams Thursday. Ask her a question. I want to know where she was on reparation for our people. These folks are talking all around the world before they come back. These people won't do nothing. I want to know about when y'all get these. I told them, y'all, I know the politicians, y'all will come and you'll do the talking and deal with us during political time. Once y'all get the office, we can't talk to y'all no more. That's right. That's right. I said, I go back to my people and tell my people about it. I want to know, are you willing to let a liaison to you? Yeah. You need an ear to the ground and know what's going on with these people. That's right. All around the corner and talk. End of story. These people done doing, all these people doing, they just makeshift. They just out making a fool. And the people that pushing them, they just putting something out here to get money. She not beating no Brian Kemp. It's not happening. Not happening. Brian Kemp a shoe in. These folks, first of all, they're not going to put in. Let me tell you something. White people look for an image. On top of that, they got an image. Don't let anybody fool you. These people got an image. They make sure they got a connection. She don't fit the image they got. She don't fit it in no kind of way, in no kind of aspect. She can forget it. It's a waste of time. And she don't know how to ground ear to her people. That's just being it. It's things you do have to do. There are groups that you're going to have to make agreements with, but you got to be smart and calculated. She's not smart and calculated. When you waste your time talking about what Brian Kemp ain't doing, nobody need to hear that. We already under the government of Brian Kemp. We know what Brian Kemp doing, what he ain't doing. Brian Kemp kept Atlanta open during COVID. They run him down all they want to. He kept it open. They talking about all these guns on the street. You had guns on the street before he came along and came constitutional carry. I don't know what these people talking about. Brian Kemp ain't created no crime. What we needed is should have been talking about trying to structure these homes, getting some funding in these homes to put these homes together. A lot of what we got with these kids out here with these guns because the homes are broken. We need to get real income in, promising police officers, promising detention officers, promising teachers $50,000 a year apiece. Start? No, I never told them. Not happening. You can forget it. Not happening. Where that money coming from? They got to come out of the pockets of these people. You need to create something that allows them to be able to make that type of money. Then you need to generate a system that can continue to pay them. Paying them over $50,000 coming in and you can't sustain that, what you think gonna happen? You need to get the cost of living down. The answer to these problems ain't the answer. Listen, Democrats have the dumbest system. The answer to every problem is throwing more money at it. No, you need to get sustainable living. You got an income, you got gas too high, you got mortgage and rent too high. So now you need to get a living to where it's affordable, so you don't have to keep throwing so much money at people. The fact when you take, this is what they don't realize. I know the police often everybody, let's do one, let them make $50,000 a year. Let me tell you what's gonna happen when you get $50,000 a year. Gas gonna go to $8. How you think we're gonna pay you $50,000? Now your $50,000 is just like you make $29,000. See, that's what this teachers. Most of them. Let me tell you something. Most of the people are not smart. They're really not. They're not business smart. I watch these people. What business do these people own? None. This is why I do business for a living. I do this for a living. This synagogue is a business, and we ain't in the red. I do business. That makes no sense to get every one of these people $50,000 and the cost of living keep raising. Because now you got to come back and then you got to give them 60. Then you got to give them 70. Then you got to give them 80. Then you got to give them 90. Then you're going to outprice the poor people. Right. These people, they don't think. They just think the answer to everything is promising people money. Won't you promise fixing the system? Yeah. Fix the system. You need to try to fix it where police and citizens can start working together. You got to create a program so you can downsize and marginalize and change the margin of error that we have with it. Right now, we got the police against the citizen. We got the citizen against the police. Who created this narrative? The people in the leadership. That's what we got to stop. We got to get communities where community and police are communicating. We got to set up where people work together. We got to get them where if you got a neighborhood, we're going to liaison you with somebody from that neighborhood. When you come in, you got people you communicate to get these things done so we can kind of lessen the shooting on both ends. The police don't need to get shot and the citizens don't need to get shot. Now, you're going to have some bastard. They're going to feel like they're going to try to hand at the gun, and I'm on every police side. Lay that bastard down. You just a bastard, you want to start shooting. Don't bring them in alive. Bring them in dead and wrapped. We got to stop it. A lot of this got to stop. It's crazy. Our kids are shooting up malls, shooting up schools. I was just talking to somebody. They got a 10-year-old kid they just got who went to school with a gun. We're going to get 10 years old. Where the 10-year-old kid got a gun? Let me get probably bought it hot with their lunch money. Irresponsible parent. Irresponsible parent. What we need to do with the parent? And I'm sure this kid, that ain't the first time this kid done something. We got to learn how to keep these guns out of hand of our kids in our homes. Not people telling them, lay it down. Don't you touch it. These ain't the same kids we were. We can't let this lay something down. My dad laid down. My dad tells us, when I lay something down, it best be where I put it. That ended that. He never had to set me down. We had a Tony, listen, I don't want to hurt you. I want you to understand. He said, when I put something down, it best be where I laid it at. I understood everything. Listen, it's safe. I'll be right here gardening for you. No wind could blow. No fan could hit it. The man laid the law down. These kids y'all know this. Y'all taught these kids 100 times. So now we're in a different situation with these kids. Back then we had fear for them. We did. Listen, you believe, they said, I'll kill you. He said, noted. If your dad told you he'll kill you, what you say? That's just kind of gyrate what they used back then. You know, people were taught like that's not literal. Listen, when that man said, I'll kill you, I believe it. Yeah. You know that? Your dad said, I'll kill you. You said, got it. No, duly noted. And now they know all the kids. Oh, they just playing. They can't do that because I can call the school system and I can call defect. Man, ain't call nobody on here and get you crazy. When that man killed me, I was going to write my note saying, I brought this on myself. This man got to go to work in the morning, okay? Please don't hinder him. Because this man will dig me up as soon as he get out and kill me again. Yeah, that's a whole nother generation. How many of y'all parents were like that? Right, did your dad ever tell you he'll kill you? He didn't. You knew it. I'm sorry, it's something that you knew that. If he'd have told you, said, I'll kill you, you thought you said, oh, he just playing. That's how the kind of talk they be. But man, I'm for them. How your dad ever tell you he'll kill you? He ain't had to sit. A lot of us knew that. Ain't that right? We already knew when they said, well, your dad told, I know you better, your dad an undertaker. You definitely, I'm telling you, man, you don't play with none. I had a girl when I was going, man, her dad was an undertaker. I said, no, can't do that one. When man started talking about he buried for free, nah, I don't want your daughter. Why we don't need to be having no conversation about no bury nobody for no free. That's crazy. Why you even talk like that? That's nasty. Undertaker, you don't play with Undertaker. Yeah, dad bring formaldehyde down and lay it down beside him and then bombing fluid. They already know what that means, ain't it? What happened?
He didn't tell me that, but he told my brother that.
He told your brother that? And what your brother do? That he did right. He did right. I'm trying to tell you. You don't play around with it now. But see, we don't enforce that type of fear because now everybody like, I don't want my kid to be scared of me. I don't want my kid to look at me like I looked at my parents. Let me tell you something. That's why your kid pissing all over you. You have to establish boundary with kids. You have to teach kids respect, not just respecting you, other people. My dad used to tell me, when grown folk, listen, when grown folk talk to you, my dad, he was an advocate proponent when grown people talking. They got that, grown people talking. You had to, they pushed that. Anybody up here to push that stuff? My dad definitely to put, he said, if older people tell you something, listen, old people don't lie. That's how it was back then for them. All you had to do is say, they lying. Just stand right there and go and close your eyes, you finna get hit. And they say you did something, I ain't do it. They lying. That's tight. That's tight, that's it now. So now you got yourself trapped. So you lying. Now you said, I ain't lying. So they lying. This is bad. Let me just go and close my eyes, prepare myself for this hit. You were stuck, man. We came along. If grown folks said you did something, now these kids done. Now I was just a hypothetical. Hypothetical to you, John. Not for you just saying. I would have just said, come on. If I said I called Jonah, Jonah was doing something, I would have. He would say, no, I did. And the parent would say, well, you say you didn't. He probably like. I said, no, I called him. He was doing something. I'm telling you, I ain't doing. He lying on me. Listen, we would come along. Listen, they'd had you. You'd had a nice little suit. Put on that, do like this right here. Do like this. Body be. But I'm saying we were coming along. Y'all, how many of y'all remember stuff? You couldn't do it, man. Grown folks say they got that. That got it. Grown folks say you didn't. But now, man, you better tell nobody. When you tell these folks about their kid, man, again, you a liar. You a flat liar. Lie, y'all? No, I wouldn't dare tell you about your kid. I watch something. I ain't getting involved with them. Because y'all definitely finna play with my credibility. If I tell you something, it's going to be the scary word. Hold on now, preacher. I need to, what's your side? Talking about the same kid been lying to you ever since you know them. They'll believe anything they kid. Now, let me say that now. I'm not saying grown people don't lie on kids. But it's just certain things we were coming along, you taught them you didn't do. You taught them to say yes. I mean, it was that stuff, it was inbred. You knew to say, they said, yes, sir. Yep. No, ma'am. You knew how, huh? No. What? Them folks be like, who you, huh? You gotta think about it, he's like, I'm finna get hit. Everything, I'm finna get hit. You grew up with that, listen, you grew up, that's how I call it. You finna get hit. Yep. They taught you, man. Yes, sir. No, ma'am. Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You hit, ma'am. Sir. My dad, I had a cousin, well, he dead by the time I came on, my dad's cousin. His name was Henry. My dad called him. My dad said he was the meanest man in the whole world. He said, man, the meanest man. He said, he's the meanest man in the whole world. I was looking at my dad saying, you got a twin? I ain't saying, I can't let her. I was saying to myself, you got a twin? like the meanest man in the whole world. He had 18 kids. He called them boy and girl. He said, boy. All of them had to say, yes, sir. He ain't called nobody. My dad said he ain't called nobody. He called them boy. He hollered for the boy. All the boys hollered. He hollered girl. All the girls hollered. My dad said he the meanest man in the world. Yeah, he was serious. That's how he hollered with boy. All of them had to holler, yes, sir. Called nobody by their name. That was how he was. So that joke that was me. He said, man, that was so mean. All I'm looking at saying, it's two of y'all niggas on the planet. I thought it was just one. But a lot of stuff, and I say that, a lot of stuff I appreciate that he did as I got older. And as you get older, you start to appreciate people. You understand kind of where they were coming from. You know, you might not agree with how they did it, but because our culture has always been, you just pretty much just give them something and they had to figure it out. That was it. My dad said they would get them a box of bullets and they had a hunt. And every bullet, they had to have a kill. You know, you got to get up on the thing like this. Ain't nothing gonna let you get every bullet. Listen, he said, my pa bought a bullet and we shot. He said, every bullet you had to have a kill for it. He get them for wasting bullets. Can you imagine that, man? You got to shoot. You looking at it. I can't shoot unless I make sure I can get you. That man gonna be counting my bullet. And that's how they pushed it on them. They just made stuff so strict on them to that point to where they just knew you couldn't miss. You had to follow them. Older people came when they told you something. That was it. They didn't repeat themselves over and over. Like last time, you had to repeat stuff over and over. I know they laugh about me going to store. I'm telling you, my mom and dad told me something. You had to get it. They took me to school one time, walk. My mama walked me to school, me and my sister. Walked her to school. That was it, son. She took her to school one time and walked us there. That's the way you had to go.
Yep. That's it.
No lie. One time she walked me to school. That got that. And we had to walk to school. I got up every morning to go. My mama leave first, my dad leave. Listen, my dad never came to work. Tony, you need to be, listen. That man walked there. He said, Tony, I'm gone. That's it. That man out the door. And I hear that man, listen, I was up, and I know I had to go. Tell myself, you got to get, that help a little around now. You got to get your behind up. That help a last minute call. I got to walk. You got to get up. We got to go. When that man told you something, that one time, that man never had to say, I said, listen, I keep telling you the same thing. Oh, one time he showed it to you. That's it. You got to catch it right then and got to go. So it sparked my memory to catch on to stuff, to be able to do stuff. They showed me something. That's it. They ain't going back. He's not going to keep saying, we're going to walk you for 2 weeks. After the 3rd month now. No. One time. Show you how to walk and do it. Listen, show them how to catch the bus. One time. Got on the bus. That was it. And the bus used to have a sign in the window. My bus was called the bus. It was a model bus too now. I don't know school, but model bus. The bus had a sign at the bottom. It said, see sign below. At the top. See sign below. I thought that was the name of my bus. I got on the bus. I didn't know that thing was mine. Y'all got to remember now, I'm in the 1st grade. So the thing said see sign below. So that's my bus. You supposed to look at that. I got on that one bus. That thing took me, so I said, I don't know where that bus go. I had to get out. Listen, I had to walk. I had to get out that bus somewhere and figure my way all the way back. Man, I learned how to, when you go somewhere, I learned how to look and remember my way back. I take the kid to the bathroom, come right back and say, go back. They'll walk that way. I'm being out, these kids, these ain't the same kids. Listen, I'm telling y'all, the stuff these kids do, man, he played one time. Listen, show it to you one time. They got that. One time to show it to you. All that over and over, got to keep showing you lost. He said, you too stupid to be living. He finna kill you. So you had to catch on stuff. I know y'all might as well, how that turn up? I'm a better person for it in a sense because it sparked your memory to pay attention to stuff. If you didn't like getting hit, you ain't like getting in trouble, you ain't like whipping, pay attention. Reason why y'all kids keep doing something, because you don't make it where it's not affordable for them to do it. You don't make it where it's not conscionable to do it. You make it where, why would I try to remember something? You're going to keep talking. You're going to keep playing with me. You're going to keep letting me get away with stuff. And you're going to keep believing my lie. These kids, I already know, these kids come home and tell you the teacher did something, you're going to go and fight the teacher. No, good way your kid lie to you, you know they're going to lie on the teacher. Man, we went to school, you better I can't tell no lie on no teacher. You was in trouble. I know them bastard call. I go to sleep early, be in the bed. The phone be in the hallway right between their room and my room. I hear my mama say, I said, Oh, my goodness. All right, thank you for calling. Hang the phone up. Then you try to close out. You just hear that cover get hit. When them niggas whoop you and wake you up, you sleep, you think you're having a bad dream? Woo! They didn't play that stuff. But them folks call that house. Them folks will come together. I already know the teacher they call. I be like, these folks, y'all need to quit calling these folks. How? My parents work hard. They call and they ain't no thing. Just don't talk to them. Don't worry about it. It was just certain stuff we did. You said stuff like we were bad kids, but the stuff these kids do, no. He had all that stuff. He had stuff, little playing in class, stuff like that. No. Had no stabbings and shooting in no school. Never have it. I went to school with folks that was just straight crazy. We ain't had none of that stuff. You remember the time in school, shooting in the school, stabbing in the school? Man, nobody had no foolishness like that. It wasn't happening in no school. People that knew that wasn't the place. You were going to fight. You, a lot of stuff, some stuff, you took that out of school properly. You like that, walk down the street and fight. Folks walk down the street, going to fight. Go out of school, go down the street, everybody go down the street and watch it. They didn't in the store, nobody get stabbed, nobody put out the phone. Oh, they done went way too far. They supposed to be in a fighting or something out here. Ain't that right? First day these folks come to these kids, that whole mentality is driven by somebody. I went to school with many, I'm talking about psycho killers. Nobody came to school and shot the school up. It never was a comment. Hey, dude, let's ride up here and shoot the school up. For what? It's the school. People in the school. They created this narrative. They created this mindset. Kids one thing like that. I was in a game. We never had that conversation. I'm telling you, they created these kids to do that. They get it, they put it on the internet, they put it in their game, and now their kid on this, and they can make money from it. Because now you need more security. Now they can go to the state, and the state go to federal government. I need more money for protection in the school. They don't need to protect. Get them bastards out of there. The ones you wait till, get them out of there. It don't even make sense. Why you letting the kid come to school to terrorize the school? Right. That shouldn't be happening in the first place. Lock the parent up. Right. Be like, where did kids stay? So they stay in your house. You can't do it. Both of y'all going to jail. Yep. At the second I kid, why the kid coming to school? Rome, Georgia, school opening up in Rome, Georgia. Do y'all know they shut that school down the first week? Yep. 3 guns were found in the first week. The first week, kids brought guns to school in Rome, Georgia. That hillbilly town don't need no gun. Everybody know each other in Rome. What you bringing guns to school in Rome? These niggas like they Atlanta. Everybody trying to be Atlanta. They ain't Atlanta. They ain't Atlanta. They play too soft. They not Atlanta. You take 50 of them niggas from Atlanta, bring out now, Rome turned out. They ain't seen that. All got to do is take 50 from Atlanta, drop them in Rome, whole thing turned out. These kids don't even, they trying to be something they ain't. Same thing with these other little counts. These kids too soft to be a game. They too soft, they ain't done that. They think all they do is, anybody can pull the trigger on a gun. Can you stand that time you don't get when it's over? And what should be happening, we don't need no metal detector in school. Why these parents ain't frisking your kid before they leave out? That's right. You supposed to, listen, they don't check the kid, listen. You supposed to lay them kid clothes out, what you wearing. Before you look, check that book bag. All these extra clothes, these girls, I don't know what they do. Give me that book bag. Before you leave the house, give me that book bag. I'm just being honest, I'm checking you before you leave the home. I know you ain't leave him with it. Right. They let them kids pack their own stuff, buy their own stuff offline, bring the package in their own room and open and lock the door. Your lock don't work on your door. You don't need no door. Henry Gray had me in the room. You had to walk through my room to get through the kitchen. Henry Gray wasn't going around. He coming straight through. He said, don't need no door closed in my house. He coming straight through the whole time. No door being closed. He like, no door being closed in here. He didn't play that stuff. No, he was right. I was all kind of stuff. He didn't. Ain't no door being closed in here. Keep them doors on. He walking straight through everything. He like, who will come to visit? I came straight through the place. Y'all know that's not just him. People know they kids. Everybody, ain't none of these kids shooting up nothing, doing nothing that these parents don't know their kid already out of control. Michigan, they got another kid, 13, left home early Saturday morning and came up dead. Right. Why my kid, 13, leaving my house, ain't got a car, ain't on no football sport team, leaving here with some more teenage leaking, leave before the sun come up. See, the problem is the mama need to go to jail. Where you going? You can't be going nowhere. You need to talk to me. That's right. Them niggas there, nigga, get out my yard. Right. Yep. Enough for his daddy come home, his dad get out the car. He said, Don, how you doing, Mr. Don? How you doing? He said, 1, 2, 3, 4. Knock about. Don't you never come back here no more. He'll count us out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Knockabout, knockabout. He don't you never come back here no more. He let you speak in everything, guys. He started counting everyone in the yard. He wants you out of the yard right now. He was right. We want him to no good. We pull that stuff. How you doing, Mr. Don? 1, 2, 3. Knockabout, knockabout. Don't you never come back here no more. That's how he had to do it. Kick him out your yard. But you don't want to do it. Now, parent want to be friends with everybody. Nobody want to upset the kid. Kid going to run away. My kid run away, I'm going to count that a blessing. I'm going to break your plate. I ain't got time, man. I gotta break your plate. I ain't got time to be looking for you. You want to run here and leave these good grits and good groceries, run the street with these niggas. These niggas ain't going to feed you long.
Right.
You got there, you get the pole mouth, white mouth. Them niggas, you got to steal. Them folk, these kids be having this little match there. Go ahead. Them folk, anybody parent for let you stay in their house?
Right.
They'll get rid of you. The wife, look at that. That kid need to be going home. Now you realize you can't come in here and we eat our paper plate. I'm just going to break it in half. You can't use it. You got to break the plate. You ain't kind of throw the spoon in the trash, everything. So you can't come in here. I ain't got no extra plate. All you need is one plate for everybody in the house. Said, when you leave, showing that plate, I'm throwing your plate away. And you let them know, I'm not going back in the trash to get no plate. And I ain't buying no more plate. You got to let them know. Cut that stuff off. Get rid of them little comical vision these kids got. Them and their friend going to go live. Them and their friend going to explore the world. When you leave, lose my number.
That's right.
They don't like that parenting. Hey, it's so cruel. You trying to save your kid? Or you trying to make them the little destructor they going to be? And your kid going to get out here on the street. Your kid going to try something with somebody like me or somebody else. Now shoot your kid. I'm being honest. Your kid ain't going to be whooping me up. Your kid ain't taking no rim off my truck, all my car. I ain't getting up my car. I'm telling you now. Man, look, I'm old. I look like, you think I bought that car to see if I can walk? You shot. You shot. We'll play it out in court. You shot. I ain't getting up my car. And you can do all that crying. You want to, why you shoot your kid? I said, why your kid try to take my car? Your kid can't take my car. I think you had it and he had no gun. I'm saying, I'll be honest with you. This was a dumb move from the start. Ew, man. Get out your chum and take it. You shot. But in the story. I don't know what these folks think about. You think I'm going to have something that whoop me up, stump me out on YouTube? I'm on TikTok under my own truck. Yo. No. I don't do TikTok. I do Glock. I don't do TikTok. Listen, I tell you, every morning, I already done prayed about it. I ain't going to close my eyes and say, what would you do? I already know what to do. When you came from my truck and my car, you should have counted the cost up. That being honest, man, for nothing about taking me, that's crazy. Why the black? No, I ain't getting up mine. You forget that stuff. I don't buy nothing to see how far I can walk. I bought this here, how long I can ride. You got it? And you ain't a red light, you ain't stopping my truck. Stop sign, red light, speed breaker, slow down. Your kid jump in the way trying to take my vehicle, pop out. The kid need to know that. I'm down, like, this stuff got to stop. That's crazy. Sit around here, man, my truck still missing, and your kid out on bond. No, I need my truck. Your kid ride by me. I stand at the bus stop, and I said, that's that nigga stole my truck. No, that's crazy. How nigga get a bond if I get my truck back?
That's right. That's right.
And I got to pay the goddamn pound? No, that don't make no sense. That's crazy. See, all that stuff, that's why I tell y'all young people, just keep y'all safe. Leave other folks' stuff alone. That's the best way to make it life. It don't belong to you, leave it alone. Don't go trying to take nothing from nobody because you're going to lose your life. Everybody ain't going to give up nothing. Then your parent up there, how sweet your kid is. I'm trying to look, they got the picture. I'm like, can we start that video? Do anybody have the one when that nigga try to take my truck? Got no picture of your kid, no little baby laying there on no titty. All that old story, trying to show him in T-ball. In there trying to get some sympathy. Said, show that picture where that nigga tried to take my truck. That's what the jury need to see. I look at that picture, I said, now, that nigga getting that breast milk, that ain't the nigga that tried to take my truck. Keep flipping through them videos. Hearing that stuff. Oh, they don't like that. Let me get ready to go. Someone think about it. Y'all don't want no life of crime. It don't pay. Y'all got it? What happened? Oh, left shoe. I appreciate that, Pastor. Oh, Pastor back. I got it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. There go my pastor. He back now, ain't it? That's that island look right there. Yeah. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, Y'all out of the way. All right, we're going to try to get ready and move on forward. They don't like me now. I start talking about the children. Folks get all sensitive and everything. People, ain't that right? I didn't know y'all people that serious about pies down here. Isn't that right? Go ahead. My pen missing. Thought Deuce stole it. All righty. Let's see. All right, Romans 15 and 4. Arsenal dressed alike. He from Zamunda.
Yes, sir.
What happened, boss? That's it. Trying to walk around like that. That's right. Every day. That's from Zamunda. We need our own style.
That's right.
See, do you know what it means?
Yes, sir.
What it means? Yeah.
This is right here.
The bottom.
That's learning from the past.
Learning from the past. Because that's right around the belly. So that it'll teach you, like, don't eat that much. Don't eat that one. Now go ahead.
This one right here.
On the arm, right arm.
Right on.
We got the kid 19. AJ laughing. You don't believe that, AJ? AJ said, my dad, he just studying like, man, my dad just making this up as he go. Oh, you got to look it up. What the right arm mean?
I had to say.
Say it, yeah.
I knew this one was
Yeah, we definitely going to question.
the right arm.
The right arm,
That's strength.
that's strength. So you gonna do that every time you go somewhere, people ask you?
I don't want to hold the class up.
No, go ahead. What the other? Which one? We got one arm. What's the left arm?
Left arm. I didn't find out, but to me, that's the mark.
Okay, he didn't find out what that one mean on his wrist, but for him, he said it means Zamar. They're like musical notes. Yeah, they're like music notes. You believe it, AJ? AJ said no.
I should study more.
He said he should have studied more before he wore it. So he gonna study back, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna look at it again. No, that's yeah, be like Kerry, wear it again next week. Kerry, where that cape at? Where your cape? Oh, it's a robe. I thought it was a cape because it flying it back. But Kerry, what made you go get a robe though?
That's how I felt, man.
That's how you felt. Kid, what you thought when he got that robe? What you said? Wear it, Kerry. That's it. You tried to talk him down too, and that made him more. Kerry the type you try to stop him. You don't tell. I'm gonna get this. I'm tell you where the preacher don't see it. He didn't go away and play. What you thought when you got? You said preacher gonna want one of these too. Who are you said when you wore? Who are you thought was gonna want one? You just say gonna be a trendsetter. And what you like? How you felt? It was comfortable. Up in age and a comfortable. It's wearing a robe.
It was comfortable, man.
It was comfortable. Feel good in your skin. I know it's tight. Listen, I don't know what. Listen, we got the most unique people here. You can, please, wherever y'all at, do not try to find no carrier. We have the only one. There are no more of these people in here. It's only a couple of them. All right, let's see what we're going to do. Romans 15 and 4. Listen.
For whatever Nikata before.
For whatever. For what things soever were written
For our allotment.
to teach us, show us, and instruct us.
That we through endurance.
Going through. That's right, without giving way. Marshall Lee? Who said that? What join that? Oh, there you go. That's right. Don't quit. That's the martial lead. That's the shorter. Don't quit. And
Nakum of the Ketubim might have tikva.
Joseph, what's the answer? Joseph. Comfort. Are you thinking what the answer is, or are you thinking, why did I call your name? Uh-oh. We got Buck, or you'll let Buck answer it? All right, what you got, Buck? Is that what? A who? A cord. You finna plug something up? What is comfort? Let me see the hand. Who else know? I got Josiah back here. I know you should know. Josiah, what's the answer? That's right, reward. That's what I'm talking about. He can't sing, but he got that right, ain't he? He told me last night, he said, I can sing. I said, you can sing? Yeah. He said, my dad heard my dad tell you, I be singing. I said, you heard it? He said, what? He said, you and my mom heard it? Like, this is tight right here. That's all right. That's right. That's good right there. And that comfort comes from the writing, so we might have deeper. And it's important, really, for our young people to know that, because this is what typically push our young people out in the street. If you don't have another alternative, that pretty much limits their ability to be able to escape a lot of the rhetoric that they got to deal with. And for a lot of us, that's why people turn to drugs, turn to alcoholism, because they don't know how the Bible, how the scriptures are really written and what's the purpose of life. Most time when people pick up a Bible, I'm telling most of them in jail. They can testify. Because now what they're trying to do, let me find something right quick that fit my situation, versus what you need to find is how you got to your situation. And you got to your situation because you weren't identifying who's in control. You didn't identify what was his purpose and plan for. So a lot of times when people get the Bible or get interested in religion, it's typically for the wrong reason. I did that. You go to jail, you see my let me read that Bible. I ain't reading no Bible when I get out of jail, man. I'm back to what I'm doing. You just trying to get you. And that's what people typically do. Bills get behind, I'm finna get evicted. Whatever, I need to start praying. How many for me? All of a sudden I need to pray. Everybody need to pray when something happens, but after the situation resolved, they don't turn back to him. And that's what we try and guide people. Once you understand how it's designed and how it's set up, then you got a reason to continue the pattern with it. So our end is for our young people to understand that. So at saying that, let's look at something. See if that, let me see something. We never did finish Romans the 5th chapter. I'm just right up here. We probably won't touch it. But since I done wrote it so many times, it's probably got a purpose. How about that? Yeah, we'll just say, but let me look at something. Tahalim 119, they call Psalms. Tahalim 119. Hold me about verse 4. Why am I holding this up here? Please don't ask me why. Because you'll be asking somebody and we'll have to find out later. But since I wrote it that many times, it's got to be a reason. So, Orion. First, let me see that 2. Let me see 2, 20. Let's see what 23 says. Maybe. I'm thinking. Orion, they call Luke. Let me see what 2 and 23 says. Let me see that what I want. Maybe I'm further down I want to be. So I'm gonna go down further. What's the last verse? 40 what? 52. So drop me down about 40. 40, 50, no, 52. Okay, we'll see that. Go ahead. What I said, 40? Let's see what happened. 40. For whatever reason, 2 and 40. All right, let's see. Man, we all over the place today. Let's see. All right. 2 and 40, Orion, they call Luke. Listen.
And the Yali grew and waxed strong in Ruach, filled with wisdom, and the conceit of Elohim was upon him.
That's right. See, grace. Favor, yeah, favor will be upon him. Y'all see what happened? Come on.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem every Shana at the Muad of the Passah. And when he was 12 Shanim old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the
42. You at 42? They go ahead.
Yes, sir, of the Kab. And when they had fulfilled the Yamim, as they returned, the Yalit Yahushua tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his aim knew not of it.
You see what they did? And having fulfilled the Yamim when they returned. So, I mean, I don't know. I think we're going to have to start changing kind of how we do stuff. I ain't thinking. I know we got to start changing how we're doing things. As we see where we at in society and how it's going, it's really bad out here. It's worse than what people really know. They're trying to use the illusion. As you see, the stock market is in a terrible sham. It's terrible. Crypto is trying to move a little bit because you're trying to give people some outlet. See, people don't see an out. Eventually, people are going to kill themselves. People are going to give up. I'm being honest. You gotta keep faking stuff. Transportation is terrible. Everything is bad. It's really bad. Disease, pestilence, weather. Puerto Rico's in a mess. Who else get ready to get? Sudan, they just flooded. So they flooded. Europe is in the worst drought that they've ever had. Then it's getting ready to get cold and they'll freeze them out. And they reiterated today from Europe that Putin is very serious, saying he's going to use nuclear. And he's such a retard, he don't realize you can't send that out, you ain't getting back. That's the whole waste of the whole war if he used nuclear on Ukraine. A lot of these people don't process. No one's going to let you shoot a nuclear weapon that you ain't getting one back. It's not going to happen. So you're going to kill all your own people. This is the stupidity. I mean, it don't want to be a recovery. It ain't like you're going to be in the history books, you'll read it, your kids going to read it. Everybody he knows, he loves in Russia won't exist anymore. They won't get around this. This is going to be an issue, or they're going to look at Europe is not going to let him put off a nuclear weapon and they're not going to return one. That's going to be flat off the end. If he shoot one and he hit Ukraine, they're going to bomb this man out of it. And China's going to try to broker the deal. Now they're trying to talk with him because China ain't stupid. Because when you hit Russia, it blowing straight over to China. So it's a lot bigger than what he's thinking. See, United States is calculated. See, that's part of the influence they got that he won't use it. He's just bluffing. He won't use it. Because he knows, they know that the United States will hit him. And when they hit him, it's going to blow to Belarus. Some of Poland going to wind up catching some of it. They're going to catch it over in China. It's going to be really damaging around the whole. It's going to affect a lot. And all other people going to be affected, got to look at, I can't let you shoot that bomb. I'm all with you about we need to stop letting the United States punk us out. I'm all with you on it's time for them to stop running us. But I know these white boys will shoot us. They will blow their place to smithereens. And they sitting over there by themselves. So he won't actually do it, because if he do it, it's going to be destruction of everything. But Yahuwah this is something that's been deemed to happen. People have been waiting. And of course, I thought it wouldn't be in my lifetime. But it looks very well in all our lifetime that this man will be coming back just before they destroy that place. Because this is the closest we ever been to nuclear war. This is closer we've been other than what happened in Cuba back in, 63, 62? With Kennedy. Everybody feared us going to war with them. But it wasn't to this magnitude of what we're dealing with right now. This is bad. This is bad because troops involved, people dying, economy bad, countries are starving. We're talking about in Africa, there are countries in starvation because of this war. Because typically funding that they get from the UN and from NATO and from other countries, they're saying, I can't give it to you, I got to help fund this war. So now you got people around the world that look like us that's starving. But that ain't on the news. What's on the news is we won't give up our support for Ukraine. That's why you got to start watching more than one news. Fox News ain't going to show it to you. CNN ain't going to show you. Newsmax not going to show it to you. One America News going to show it. China has a news y'all need to look at. Right here in Washington, D.C., they'll show you a lot of it. These African countries stood up. They didn't even show it to you. And they told them, King and them let them know about it. They said there's stuff going on and the support going on in Ukraine. Listen, a bunch of the African nations against it. They're against it. They said because they said our people starving. While y'all giving all this support to Ukraine, we're starving. See, I don't know what it takes. And see, if people of color could actually see this, then you'll realize these white folks don't care about you. They'll support a senseless, stupid war. That makes no sense. That they should have talked this out. They should have talked. They should have never gotten to that point. Listen, the world already is in a mess between the COVID and the other diseases alone. Even if you're in the war, we still ain't out of the woods. Look at the destruction. You have Pakistan. Pakistan was up there. Pakistan pissed. 3/3 of the country is underwater. Do you understand there's nothing you can do when 3/3 of your country is underwater? Not underwater, flooded. You're done. What do you do for your people? What do y'all think the people doing over there right now? Probably praying. They're probably praying. Help them with the clean. Those people starving. Those people don't have sufficient drinking water, which means the country's on a rampage right now. You gotta do what you gotta do. You know how hard it's gonna be to come and put that country back into stability? You know how much money it's gonna take to repair Pakistan, who's a part of the United Nations? And you keep telling me about money you dumping in Ukraine? Because this is a war bigger than what you're trying to tell you about. This is a matter of NATO trying to take over Russian property. They're trying to fence them in, and they're trying to take Russia, and they're trying to keep Russia from becoming the USSR again. That's all they're doing. They know what he's going to do. He's going to go and he's trying to take every country back that Stalin had. Most of y'all didn't know that. Yeah, he's trying to restore it back to the USSR. All you refer to now is Russia. When they were the Soviet Union, they had Afghanistan, Tajikistan. Every stand was under them. Russia arms stretched further than Europe. Russia arms stretched to the Middle East. America helped topple them. See, when he fought Afghanistan in the 80s, he would have won, but we brought in Osama bin Laden. Most of y'all didn't know how this whole thing started. We brought him in. We recruited him from the Saudis. His father is the richest done royal in Saudi Arabia. He builds the castle for all the Saudi kings and the princes. So what we did is we employed him, the CIA, brought him in, got him to take his daddy, bulldozer and everything, bring them to Afghanistan, and they dug trenches. He came in and used his father money with the help of the CIA to train the Afghans. That's how the Afghans beat them. Russia ain't forgot that. They're looking at, we would have beat Afghanistan, but you brought him in. That's why America went down. That's why they lost the war over in Afghanistan. They've been well trained by him. He brought them in, he taught them very well. So this is a part of the partner they got. So we broke them all the way down to now you just refer to them as Russia, not the Soviet Union, not USSR. All that, a lot of that region over there, they got the largest landmass wise, them in Canada. But we broke them down. We got Alaska from them. That's why they fly over Alaska. Russia got in a bind. We stepped in like good friends and brothers of war. Their name, they title used to be actually called, they were actually called Brothers of Arms. Most of y'all didn't know that. Russia and the United States were called Brothers of Arms. Russia is actually people that brokered the deal to end the Revolutionary War for America. We went broke and they were going broke. Russia stepped in. Did y'all know that? And they made a treaty. They were Brothers of Arms. Russia got in a hard time. We bought Alaska from them. Russia realized, y'all some dirty bastard. We want Alaska back. They'll never get it. They'll never get Alaska back. Worst deal they ever made in their life. So people start considering, I thought you were my friend. You actually burnt me. But that's what we do best. So in the end, they're only fighting to recapture stuff that they had. While America's saying that the people have a right to choose, they shouldn't be invaded, the people shouldn't be attacked. Why don't they say that about the so-called Negro in America? What's the difference between us and the Ukrainians? Why America won't let us be liberated? Won't they stop their unjust war on the so-called Negro in America? Oh, liberty is only for white people. Freedom of choice is only for white people. Right to choose, right to protect, right to be their own nation, right to vote. These people are talking. Don't y'all know, they listen, nothing in America has changed. They blocked us from voting in the 60s. Now all they're doing is redistricting, gerrymandering. So nothing's changed. They trying to get rid of early voter. They're trying to get rid of mail-in vote. Because you got a lot of people handicapped, can't get in, wheelchair, don't have a ride. So don't you know mail-in vote help them? They'll call them scams and shams, so they want to get rid of them, so now your vote don't come in. This is no different than what happened in the 60s when the white boys used to block the polling places. When blacks showed up and run them off. When they gave you a literacy test before you could vote, the white people never took. Questions that have nothing to do with voting. Can y'all pull up and show us that the test back then? Y'all want to see the test? How about that? Let's look at the test. This is how they kept y'all. Already you had a nation of people that you didn't allow to read. Now you came up, they had to take a test before they can vote. And white people still illiterate and never took the test. Hang in there, Chris. I like the glasses. They look better when you sleep. Oh, here we go. So here. This is right here, literacy test. This test is given to anyone who cannot, prove a fifth grade education. Do what you are told to do in each statement. Nothing more, nothing less. Be careful, as one wrong answer denotes what? Failure of the test. You have 10 minutes to complete the test. Well, you can't get one wrong. Draw a line around the number of letters in this sentence. That's what you got to do. You got to draw a line around the number of letters in this sentence. How many? Number or letter of this sentence. It don't make no sense. So how much time you spend on that trying to figure that out? 10 minutes. So you did fail. Think about it. How to draw a line around the number of letters. I'm saying around the number or letter of this sentence. Where's the sentence?
Should be one.
Oh, they want you to go back up here. But I'm saying, look how much time you wasting. This is what they gave us. Draw a line under the last word in this line. Line. But think of how much time you spend literally, because think about this. Let me tell you what it gets you at for everybody who's getting it now. The reason why you're getting it because you know you're not having to take the test. The first thing I put in your mind and mess your mind out, one wrong answer is failure. So now you're spending more time to be so careful, you're not using logic. And what might seem simple might actually be a trick. And you might fail the test, keep you out every time. Cross out the longest word in this line. Longest. But think about how much time you spend on this. Think about it, but you now cause think of how much time this take when you talking about in the 60s. Just reading the sentence was hard enough for them. Now you tell me to cross out the longest. Then I'm looking at where's the sentence at? This is the sentence. So they tricking you up because most people didn't teach up here. It makes a sentence. So it's a lot of things they would have trapped them up on automatically. Draw a line around the shortest word in this line. N or A. A is a word. But think of how long they would have spent on this. Circle the first letter of the alphabet in this line. Hold on. First letter of the alphabet in this line. So now you got to find an A, which is going to be him. Now that's going to be argumentative because you could be the C. So it says circle the first letter of the alphabet in this line. You got to do C. Because which one we talk? We know A is the first one. It's not an alphabet. It's ABCs. But basically, which one you talking about? C. The first letter of the alphabet in this line. Now look how much time we're gonna waste right here. Because all us disagree. Because we can say, are we gonna circle the letter A of the alphabet? That's the first one in the alphabet. But then you saying in this line, C. In the space below, draw 3 circles. One inside, what's that, configured by the other. Man. Yeah. Non-configured by, you could almost like a snowman round. See, I'm done. I ain't voting. I've been kicked out the vote. How many of y'all just failed the voting test? Listen, you only get one. Listen, you can't miss one question. Typically, out of 10 questions, you can miss 2. 3. Get you a 70. How you gonna win, Dave, when somebody giving you a test, you can't miss one? So you can see it's always been predicated on keeping you out. Let me tell you how dumb the nigga is. The nigga. This was designed, candidate, to keep you from voting. Okay? I'll take a ballot and show you they word a ballot. You can't figure out if they're asking you for or against. If you read most of y'all don't vote, read the questions. The question is something you have to go on so many because you can't tell whether it's for or against. So this hasn't changed. White people can run and vote because they know they teach them how to set this system up. You walk in, they'll ask you a question, and you're like, this question is about raising taxes or paying more tax. When you read the question, you say, I can't tell if it's for or against. The way it's written, it's hard to tell which way it goes. So now you wind up thinking you're voting against it, and you just in favor of it. And they purposely word it to throw you off. This hadn't changed. I don't know why the nigga think he's smart. They got rid of the test and just made it to put it on the ballot. See, that was back then. Read a ballot. It's the same stuff today. That's what I'm saying. Nobody really fighting for no change. These politicians really should be fighting and saying, make the questions clear. That's all you do. Just make it clear so a person know what they're answering. Well, that's because they're illiterate. No, because you set the question up for you and your cronies. You set up to confuse them. And now a person that walk through there start punching stuff, pushing stuff. That's how he messes us up every time. Uh-oh, we got another. Oh, let me see. All right, here we go. Above the letter X, make a small cross. You got to make a small cross. So let me go with this. So above that, what if your cross ain't small enough? What if I deem your cross too big? I said small. Small is little. I might say yours is big. Are you grading this test? Then you might draw it too. Now I can say you drew it too. That's tiny. I said small. Who's going to grade the size small? Who's going to be the judge of small or tiny? 8, draw a line through the letter below that comes earliest in the alphabet. B. Well, but they got the letter. You got the letters down here. Now, what grade that girl in, bro? Now you're gonna be down here. Draw a line through the letter below that comes earliest in the alphabet. We want to draw right here, bro?
No, I'm talking about.
Oh.
They could say that that's the alphabet right there. So
What they can say? Well,
you go line through B. They gonna say that's not the earliest. That's
you said the answer gonna be B for this. But think about this tip when people looking, you're looking for A. I know what it is. I asked Brian, what grade that girl in? When I did that math question, that night, he said, I still don't know what grade the girl in. So, but here, this is how they get. This is just a way. This has not. What does this have to do with you voting? This is picking a candidate. Draw a line through the 2 letters below that comes last in the alphabet. Y and Z. In the first circle below, write the last letter of the first word beginning with L. Well, hold on. In the first circle below, write the last letter of the first word beginning with L. Last. This is a waste of time. But this is the problem. This is the same thing your ballot does. Your ballot does the same similar thing. They ask you to start having none of it. But this is the problem, though. This still exists. All they do is just change the game. Yep. They give you 2 ridiculous candidates that you know what you say. I ain't voting for none of them. So they still propagating the same thing of keeping you away from the polls. Cross out the number necessary when making the number below 1 million. Roll up. The last 2. Then cross out, what's 0? 0 gonna be a number. It just ain't got no value. Cross out the number necessary, which you're gonna have 2, because you're gonna here, you do the 3, 3, 3, 3. It's gonna be 2. They said they cross out the number. Well, it should have been numbers, plural. Should be the last 2. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? Cause I was doing here. You're right. 1 million. 1, 3. Yeah, last 3. Anybody? Last 4? But then where it got you right here, it said number. This is number. Well, draw a line from circle 2 to circle 5 that will pass below circle 2. I'm not finna do it. Circle 2 and above. Man, I don't even remember the question. I read it. Hold on. Let me focus. Draw a line from circle 2 to circle 5 that will pass below circle 2 and above circle. Wait, what is it for circle 2? They're honor him. Pass below. Oh, you gotta go on. Circle 2 and above circle 4 and above circle. So you gotta go. Man, just stop all that. That had nothing to do with voting. That's retarded. All right, in the line below, cross out each number that is more than 20 but less than 30. But less than 30. No, it's how long. In the line below, cross out each number that is more than 20 but less, that's crazy, but less than 30. So you do 16, 48, 31, 20. Cross out each number that is more than 20. Hold on for a minute. More than, okay, it's still less than 30. But then it said more than 20. That's what kind of throw you, because like you must only going to get is 16. Less than 20. I'm sorry, more than 20. Leave the 16 on. I ain't voting anyway. I'm a vote. I'm telling them I passed my literacy test. But you see the time wasted? And the reason why, and I appreciate you for pulling up, because our young people, y'all need to see that the struggle is real. This was not 100 years ago, okay? This was not 75 years ago. This is a system that is still in place today. And you guys need to know what your plight is when you're here. If only thing y'all guys are looking at is going to school, getting out of high school, going to college and getting a career, you're sadly mistaken. You have to be for change. You need to know what your past is and where we're coming from and what we're dealing with presently, so you know what to make sure that doesn't continue to happen to the generation coming behind you. Like me, I grew up in a generation that things happen and it was acceptable. We can't live like that anymore. And I refuse to let you guys come out with a system mind or systematically believing that all you have to do is get a job and pay your taxes and stay out of the way and everything will be all right. No, you cannot afford to be led. You have to come out and you guys have to be leaders. Y'all got to change start with every one of you guys making a change. When you stand against the oppressive system to do something different, I want y'all to go in with a mindset. I want you to go in with choices versus this is what I'm stuck with. When you go in the prison system, you come out with a conviction, this is what you're stuck with. You're going to have to work on the street. You got to go in one of the fast food restaurants, and you're not going to move to management. You're always going to be a cleaner or a grill cook or a fry cook. I want you to have opportunity. If you decide you want to work in the restaurant hospitality, I want you to shoot and strive for management. I want you to move up. I want you to be a decision maker, and you have that right and the ability, and someone needs to allow you to know that. Everybody gives us stuff to look at. You can't grow from. You know how many guys, there have been people that start on the back of the trash truck, that moved to the driver of the trash truck, that moved into supervision of sanitation, who also moved up and wound up becoming over the whole organization. There are people that have actually done it. Our people don't. Man, I don't want that junk, all that responsibility. Man, bump that junk, man. I don't come in, man, go to work, what, bend them cracker face, gotta kiss them. I'm telling you what, black people hurt our people from advancing. They all that. I was gonna do sales for the trucking company I used to work for years ago. R&L came up, they tried to talk me out of that stuff. Them niggas, man, you been them cracker face, man, be on that, and make it like they don't want to do everything. They how they do. When a so-called nigga move up, want to do something, you're a sellout. Oh, you don't go and kiss them cracker behind. You don't be their boy. Because niggas that don't want to advance will keep you from advancing. They just want to make enough to go get drunk and get high and keep you down. Always strive for advancement. Always strive for advancement. I just want y'all got to have options. I want to tell you, it ain't no shame with working for nobody. Everybody can't own everything. There have to be work, but you can be somebody that can grow and you can set yourself up for something. But a lot of times they don't teach you that. They always try to shun you off or scare you off or make you afraid of something. Yet people taking the job all the time. All right, just trying to help y'all out. All right, since we all failed the literacy test, we all fail. It's the last one right here, just because if you fail one, you failed all. It's like basically, they're like the book. If you give to one, you give to all of them. This the last one right here. They might pull y'all. I know y'all some cheating niggas. Y'all, I ain't read it yet. I'm waiting to read it. How many of y'all ain't read it yet? I thought, stop. Y'all just stop it. All right, draw a line on the first letter after H and draw a line through the second letter. No, draw after H. Draw a line through the second letter after J. Hold on. Draw a line under the first letter after H, which is the I, and then you're going to draw a line through the second letter after J, which is the L. That's just a waste of time. So it's going to be what we say, I and L. In the space below, write the word noise backwards and place a dot over what would be its second letter should it have been written forward. Man, stop it. That's right over here. Just put over the end. That's a waste of time. Just put it. Ain't no fifth grade to figure that out. How many fifth graders I got in here? How many of y'all that made sense? In the space below, write the word noise backwards and place a dot over what would be the second letter should it have been written forward. You understand that, Brandon? No. Who else in the fifth grade? You understand that question? Because it's not a fifth grade question. That makes no sense. All you have to do is don't write it backwards. Just do it. That's what it is written forward. But they throwing you off with write it back. Now they think about it. Now this is what to get them. They'll write it backward. They'll be thinking, if it would have been forward, what would it be? You wasting a lot of time. They just wasting a lot of time. Draw a triangle with a blackened circle that overlaps. No, I'm not doing that. Listen, man. That overlaps only its left corner. So you're going to draw a triangle and you're going to blacken the circle. It don't have a circle. A triangle don't have, you're going to blacken a circle. Blackened circle. So you're going to do a blackened circle that overlaps only its left corner. So you're going to draw it and the left corner. So you're going to just do a black circle over to the left side of it. But the corner, I'm saying, yeah, circle overlap only its left corner. So it's going to be at the bottom. So you're going to circle, which is a waste of time. All right. Look at the line of numbers below. Put. Of its left corner. Draw a triangle with a blackened circle that overlaps only its left corner. Yeah, that is. God. You're going to turn, the left is that side. You're facing the paper, so you're looking. So if the triangle is drawn, the left corner is going to be this side. If you drew them as a triangle, you look in your left, the triangle left side is this side. Which is a good question. But see, but think how confusing that is. And you got 10 minutes? So if you did get the rest of them right, you failed because of the time. We don't waste that. What you think about these questions? Fifth grade. A fifth grader can do this. I give them a college degree. But you can just see, but the thing is, this still exists. This is what I want y'all, this system still exists today. Listen, typically when we take tests, when you take the ASVAB test for military, you take the you can take the SAT or NMD, the ACT, SAT. A lot of those are set up on questions that white people usually have normally in conversation. So it's already set up for them to kind of whiz through things, because this is a general conversation they have. A lot of the words they use, we don't use those in conversation. And that's how they beat you out, because they're just not common used words for us. You can take us through school and you can give us the difference with them. The words that they'll give them to use in a sentence, they're also using their vocabulary as when they're generally talking. There are a lot of words a lot of us learned in school, elementary. Those weren't words we use in conversation. So it hurts us later on when it comes back up. It's like I'm blank because I don't remember, I don't use the word. It's not commonly used enough of me that I generally just kind of know it and know the answer to it. And that's how they beat us out a lot of time. That's why we got to change the dynamics of how things are set up for us. Y'all young people, I need y'all mind to be real flourishing and growing and considering what can you do to contribute change for your people. Don't make it just about you getting something, you going somewhere, you having something. Because if you don't, this is what you do. You're in school, and she's looking to become a doctor and do things, have a better life, set things up yourself. If you don't contribute and give something back, some of the people that don't have that look like you are going to take from you. Some of the people that look like you are going to kill you. If you don't put something back and start putting opportunity for people coming behind you, you won't have what you have long. If none of us come and take it from you, white people are going to attack you and take you. You know what we're going to look at? You shouldn't have been out there by yourself anyway, nigga. I ain't got nothing, you don't need nothing either. That's how they get us. They'll separate us on one of those divides. Either they're going to allow one of us to take from us, or they're going to set up that the system are going to home in on you. And all of us going to be in agreement with, you shouldn't have been out there. You should have stayed back here with us broke niggas. So you have to have a mindset that involves you trying to elevate your people. You got to. Y'all young people, I'm requiring that of y'all. How many of y'all parents done set up the new program I told y'all to use with your kids? Looking to implement. That's what I thought. Keep playing around. Don't do it. Don't worry about them. Leave them out here. Get them out. Wait till they get out here and get broke and lose everything they got, and then sit down and talk to them then. These kids need to start paying bills now. We need to start teaching them how to budget and finance. Teaching them. I'm telling you, take them, they're going to get some. This is your money. You got rent coming up. You got light bill. Remember what it is. So do your numbers. And when the next time money coming in? Now, if they want to borrow, you got to loan it to them with interest. And those interest payments got to be made. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to move on, okay? The problem we got, what I'm going to try to teach y'all ain't working. The reason why it's not working is y'all not practical, and we raise another generation of kids that's not practical. Practical is this. Set them up the same way. Now, your kid, hypothetically, say, Daniel, when your kids want, you got them on this program. They coming. So they made a decision they want to start. They want to buy. So we done that before. Go there, and I know the money ain't there. I'm going to go ahead and get it. I just get me a card with a low interest rate on it. Well, after 6 months, I got to come back. The interest rate change. I'll pay that out before that. 9 times 10, what I'm going to do? I'm not. Then the interest rate going to change. We're going to teach you that. So what you can do, I want you to fill out this application right here for credit. I want you to put down people you owe that you pay. I want you to put down how much you make and how much you bringing in, and I want you to present that to me, and I'm going to let you know how much I'm willing to loan you. And you're going to make interest payment. Now, what we're going to teach them is this. I got mortgage or rent. I got light bill. I got water bill. I got to pay out of my allowance. Now, I've gone and got me a loan, unsecured, which means you pay a higher rate. Now, what you can tell them, so now what I will do is this. Now, you got some in your room I'll take. I can give you a loan off of that. Which means when you don't pay, I take it. And you still owe me the money. They're different because I'm going to value it and say, you still owe me. Now you're going to teach them now. When they go to get something, they're going to look and say, hold on. When they do the math and say, first of all, I don't even make enough to get a loan. Exactly. Exactly. Now I'm finna have to pay my rent, my light, my water, gas, grocery. I got to pay for all this stuff. And I'm finna get a loan. That's not practical. So now when they get out in society, guess what we do? We start to create a youth that come out with a better mind of debt. Because when they look at what they bringing in and getting this card and paying it, I'm going to lose. Over time, then I'm going to lose my stuff. Unsecured, I said, well, I'm going to get a loan, and it don't involve any of my things involved. I'm just getting the money. That means you're paying a higher debt because that's called unsecured debt. I can't get anything if you don't pay me. So I'm going to charge you a higher interest rate. So they say, well, I don't have anything I can put up. Well, that means you can pay a higher rate. Now when they start to look and say, at this rate, what I got myself into, I'm finna be outside. Exactly. Exactly. Now you start to teach them. See, we don't do this stuff. We'll wait till they get out here in life, F up everything, and they learn from a homeless shelter. You can't recover. When you get out here, you can't recover. So let's start now with implement a program in, and we teach them at home where it's still safe. I want this realistic to be. You coming out this room. You can't come in. You can't come in. Get back on your feet. I want you to fill out an application. So I need to see who you paid, who you done to get back. It might seem like this hard on them. If we teach them now, we can save them from being a dope, being a failure. This system is set up for us to fail. And if you guys don't help me with them, all we're going to do is create more people like you. Got to start them now. Everything application. They want something. Who you talk to just give you a card? You call the phone. Oh, here it come. I need some information. I need your data, I need your social. I need to do a soft credit pool. Sometimes you can't get an answer. Usually our computer do this. It'll do this. Some people, I can get back with you. Usually we get back. Somebody reach back out in about 72 hours. They be like, I need the money right now. I can't make the computer do nothing no faster than what it does because they know that it's to set you up. Let's teach them now before we lose them. Okay, don't worry about it. Man, it don't make sense. That's just me. Don't worry about it. Man, man, that would make so much difference in my life and some of the stuff I got myself into. I decided to look and say, how am I afford this? I can't afford it. Take them to the store. Let them get a buggy. Get some stuff. You got your money. Get your buggy. I want you to get your buggy. And you get what you want. They get that red. Them folks ain't got the money. Let them look like a fool. And look at you. Be like, that's not my buggy. They need to be embarrassed. Guess what? Guess what happened in real life? How many of y'all been to a restaurant or seen people at the restaurant didn't have the money, check bounce, and people gave them, and people said, hold on, I got that. Y'all seen people tell them they got that? I ain't never seen them people. There's some change. I watched the school today, lady had this stuff. She was a coach. She had wrote that check. I ran the check. They said, this check ain't. She's like, huh? They said, the check ain't no good. Man, she holding that line up. She looking. She played that and walked off in that bug and left. She knew that one. She thought she was going to fake him. But you know, I got that thing to shoot that check through there. Because motherfuckers do that. Get it, just go and get it. I'll get it back in the bank, or my bank will cover it. I'll be overdraft. I'll come in. I don't play no overdraft. I ain't paying you no money. I'm not going to do it. If it ain't there, I ain't getting it. That's just business. All that, because you play with some stuff, this stuff come criminal. So you start teaching your kids criminal behavior that's going to hurt them later. You teach them, you don't have it, you don't get it. But I want it. Then you got to come up with something other than that, because nobody's going to give it to you. Do y'all want to save our race or keep? We're depleted. Our people are depleted. We don't have anything. Everything we got is on a wing and a prayer. We struggle for everything we got. Can we please raise one generation that don't have to struggle for everything? Yes, ain't got to scrape and scram? Ain't got to flim-flam for everything? That's how I want y'all to do to help me help our kids. Listen, why y'all afraid of them being smarter than us? How did that hurt us if the kids grow up smarter than us? Did they practice when somebody come up and try to offer something, they can look at their finance and say, yeah, I can't afford it. Yes, you can. We got credit. Yeah, you got credit. I said I can't afford it. Credit don't change and making me afford it. Credit just put me into more debt. See, now the white people got to look at us, oh, goodness, man, I ain't used to talking like that. Yeah, just because it's credit don't mean I can afford it. You know what I can do? I can just cut out this. Don't do that. Oh. I can do that. You lying to yourself. Everything you say you do without it because you stand there talking because the want for it is stronger than logic. Teach your kids to be practical. When they can't afford it, they can't do it, and they miss that rent, they ain't got it. You got to come out the room and your stuff. Put them in. This gonna help them. Do you rather they learn out here? Let them learn in the home. What I got to do to get back in my room? You gotta be able to pay your rent. You gotta be able to afford to be there. How you think? Let them know where you at. Cause somebody felt sorry for you. Cause you pay the rent. You pay the light. Tell me, is it a gift the lights on or you got to pay them? Let's teach them now so they can start looking at practical decisions. Like that's not practical. My friend want to come. Hey, come on, let's go to the movie. Let's go do that. Looking at it. I got rent. Rent? That's stupid. Your parents charge you rent. See, now they don't grow up like us. Run out with their friends somewhere and forget their debts. Responsibility, and that hurt them later. So we want to teach them now. I can't go unless you gonna pay for it. Nigga, I ain't paying. Well, I can't go unless you gonna pay for it because I gotta pay my debts. This is how I live. I gotta be responsible for what I got. When we rear them like that, then we raise a more practical generation. Y'all got it? That's all I want to do. Let's save them now. You don't want to be the parent that got to keep running saving your kid later. You'll starve your kid, I help you. No parent don't want to be in debt and holding you for no life. I don't want to keep coming giving you money down the road. No one, like, at some point you looking for, hey, shoot. You got to be able to stand. These are your bills, your responsibility. I'm getting older. I'm depleted. I want you to be able to help me now. Come in the nursing home and climb in the bed with you to get over. Nigga, you don't got this bed. Then nigga done got your oxygen mask off. I'm tired from walking over here because they repoed my car. You like, nigga, is you serious? What you do? You can't take your oxygen mask and they start sucking your air. Let's do something different. How many parents on board with me on this? I show y'all, this ain't to hurt them. This is not to hurt them. This is going to help them because now they're going to understand this is life. If you don't make the proper decision, it's cruel when you out here because this is your decision making. So we want to teach them early on making better decisions. You shouldn't have to always keep saying white people having affordable things and living and grasping and understanding things. You need to understand them. We can criticize white people all we want. We've been here long enough to change and say, let's stop all the criticism and let's start teaching. What do white people do that we can't do, Justin? Thank you, Justin. I want them to hear that from you. What do white people do that we can't do? You know, man, white people teach their kids and we don't teach our. Get what we can do? We can teach our kids. You know, white people help their kids out. What we can do? Help our kids out. You know, white people get their kids a heads up. What we can do? See, all we've been doing is talking about what white people do. Let's talk about what they do, then let's do change. Plan on change. Ain't right about plan on change. That's how we got to do it. You can't just keep criticizing everything. At some point, why don't we do something different? Okay, all right, let me go on, y'all. I'm going to talk no more. All right, we'll say that literacy test. They all fail. If I see one of y'all that vote, they failed that literacy test. Go on. Oh, we were talking about how having fulfilled their yamin when they returned, the child Yahushua remained in Jerusalem, and his parents knew it not. So come on back down. Go on down to 47. All right, listen.
And all that Shammah.
Oh, take me up there in 45, 46. Let me see what he did. Listen, and
when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem seeking him.
Mm-hmm.
And it came to pass that after...
Hold. They went too far. 46, 2 and 46, okay. All right, it came to pass.
That after 3 Yamin,
what they did?
They found him in the Mashkan,
Uh-huh.
sitting in the midst of the doctors,
Yeah.
both hearing them and asking them questions.
What happened?
And all that Shammah him were astonished at his understanding and answers.
So they were looking at his wisdom, how he had an understanding and how he answered. Listen what happened.
And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his aim said unto him, Ben, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy Abba and I have sought thee sorrowing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wish ye not that I must be about my Abba's business?
Mm-hmm. What happened?
And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them.
Yeah.
And he went down with them and came to Nazareth and was subject unto them. But his aim kept all these sayings in her law.
Mm-hmm. And this is what happened.
And Yahushua increased in wisdom and stature and in conceived with Elohim and Ish.
And that's what we're trying to do with our young people. The mindset that he had, we're trying to implement and we're trying to get. So there are a couple of things we have to look at that he had to obtain as well. Let's look at that third chapter book of Barnabas that they'll call 2 Timothy. Beth Barnabas 3 and 16. They call 2 Timothy 3 and 16. 3, 15, 16, 15. Let's see. Naba, which is born of the Naba, or the Nabaims. Born Naba. All right, listen.
And that from a Yalit thou hast known the Kodash Ketubim, which are able to make thee wise unto Yeshua through Amunah, which is in Mashiach Yahushua.
Well, let me, and that they call from infancy, they call from a child. For us, we say Yarlet, which would be a baby, young child. Thou hast known the Kudash writings, the scripture, the Ketuvim that they'll say, which can instruct thee to Yeshua, salvation. That's why it's important for us to learn this and to know it, and what we missed. And what we missed and why it's so hard for us to obtain it. Because look where it should have started. See, this whole principle thing was set up and predicated on the parent, the father, the mother, educating the child. The whole thing was predicated on doing that. And look at what he told. This was for one person, he told him. And because from infancy, from you young yard, being a young child, thou hast known the Kudash, the separated writings, which can instruct thee to salvation by Amunah, which is in the Mashiach, Yahushua. And this is where we failed at on a lot of end. We have to come back and start looking at why we're so far off. And since we can't go back and repair what we did, we come in now to start doing something different by making sure we obtain this salvation. And getting salvation don't come in and just hearing one writing and take off. This is a constant teaching because there's instructions you have to take in order to do it. There are things you have to follow in order to obtain it. We'll all raise our hand if I ask who want to be saved, who wants salvation, but who will put the real work in to obtain it will be different. Because there are things that we all have to set back and we have to consider. What you find with Yahushua, when he sat there and what he was able to do, some of it was implemented from his parents. When they lost him, where were they coming from? And he had never been with them. He was right there with them, which means he was taught there. We know that the Abba and Shamma'im taught him, but did that lead them to him not to be instructed by them? Because the book said he was subject to them. When you're subject to them, you got to follow the rules and the regulations. That's part of his salvation. So a lot of time what we'll do, we'll look and say we're so quote unquote heavenly stricken or driven that there are things we don't have to do. But he realized this is part of your salvation. Because this is what we have to do with our kids. See, we've lost this generation. We've pretty much lost them. There's a generation between myself and where these kids at we've lost, and we're about to lose the next generation simply because we not implement how important they got to be subject to, because it's part of their salvation. It is, and I know people like, well, they're getting older now, you don't want to, really be pushing them. You want to have their own mind. No, kids don't need their own mind. We had to give them a mind. We had to give them a mind, and we got to give them the ability to be able to understand. What we learn, understanding, I didn't know what it means, is the ability to. So it has to be cultured, nurtured, it's got to be taught, and that's how they're able to comprehend certain things. Just like with taking the illustration, what I told you about doing the kids in the home, that's going to get them the ability to be able to understand when they get out here how this system works and how people fail at this system out here, because we typically overload with debt because of the lust of the eye. And we don't consider the real cost of it until everything crashed down. Then we try to run the bankruptcy somewhere. And that pretty much crashes us, and that's a 7-year crash. That puts you behind. Now you got to come back out and you got to rebuild. When people of a higher status, even another color, when they do it, it's business. They get what they want, what they done. They pre-plan to say, I can afford this. I set aside. So this is in 7 years, this put me in a better situation, and I don't have to typically wait the whole 7. I can start moving in a few months or even a year or 2. But for us, bankruptcy cripples us and wipes us out. You're pretty much dormant. You're pretty much dead for 7 years. So that's why we got to train them to keep them away from all these things that wind up hurting us for such a long period of time. And it starts with being a child. While they're young, we got to start teaching these practical things. Taking the monopoly money, and making things as real as possible for them so they understand it. People take monopoly for a game. Listen, how many of y'all were good at monopoly? Coming up. So let me see your hand. Raise them a little higher. Y'all see the hands. What is the object of monopoly? Total control. Monopoly is when somebody typically has total control. It's impossible to get it, but because of legal, but you're basically trying to key in on certain properties and things that can generate you an income. And you start learning what gets you the value. Like people say, I'm gonna buy a Park Place. Park Place is one that people typically land on, but in order to really get your money, you learn how to take the property and you start making the property more valuable by putting houses, apartment buildings on it. So now you increase the wealth that you can take in. Now, this is the problem I got with you guys taking it. I don't see how you're not owners of property and real estate. Because that's exactly what it was. It was a game. It was a game. And that's how you live your life. Everything's a game. It's not a game. See, they'll take it and they learn from it. And these people learn how to strategize. Like now, niggas don't look. You know when niggas turn around when somebody went bought something and blow it up, Man, you know what? I can't believe they did that. That's part of what you look at with the game. People tend to land in these spots. I want to buy that. I want to buy that. You make a second mortgage. You start looking at what start happening in order for you to stay in the game. So how you stay in the game? By owning property. Now you can turn around and you could take money from the property so you can stay in the game. This is what I don't get by. Everybody right here said we're good. This is not critical, you understand. Why aren't you using this out here? I don't even play the game and I know that. Hello? See, everything's a game. And that's what happened with these kids. That's why they ain't going to get nowhere. Unless you get things and make it reality for them. See, you play the game and I'm good, I won. You ain't winning if that's all that's on the board. You got to be able to implement it out here. Say to yourself, look, they show you from the game how you obtaining money. People not just giving you money, it's because you owning properties. And guess who really own the property? The white people. These white people owning property in key places to get their money. And a lot of times they don't just get rid of their property, they'll hold their property and they'll mortgage against it. Like Trump, the $750,000 property that he got 300-something million for, it paid off. You have nothing, you're going to walk in with your black face and you think I'm just going to give you some money? Not happening. See, they learn how to make wealth from it. Everything's a game. And that's why you where you at economically. Because at some point you got to start strategizing. Start setting yourself up. Just like for salvation, it's a strategy. And they realize the earlier we can start, it's too much to put on these kids to learn. But he realized that from a child, from a young. So somebody's been implementing the teaching, and this has put you in position to obtain salvation. That's the greatest property you can get. But they say everything's a game. Everything's a game. I know I laugh and I play. I made no mistake. No, I ain't no fool. Ain't no fool now. Don't take me for no fool. I assure you that I'm not a fool. And so now we start looking at value. You got to start teaching them value systems. And that's what hurt a lot of us because our kids don't understand the value of. You give them $5 to spend. Is that $5 to spend? I told you 3 things you do practical with money. You spend some, you give some, you save some. That is it. That is it. It makes no sense. You're not going to give me no money. I'm going to spend all of it. That is completely bogus and stupid. When I spend all of the money, then what am I going to have? I'm going to wait till somebody give me some more. When that's going to happen? Now I'm sitting around, what I'm waiting on? Somebody give me some. It's only 3 things you do with money when you get it. You spend some, you give some, you save some. If you can't do that, you're going to be out the business. It's just like Monopoly. Nobody going to give you nothing. Once you get broke, who give you money on Monopoly? You out. You out of the game. And guess what happened out here? It's a good game you're teaching your kids right. You're out because of poor decision making. So if we don't start teaching them now and you start realizing just like this, you'll be out if you don't make the right decisions. Keep implementing your kids. Everybody pushing education. We got a lot. Everybody out here home is not home because of education. Right. So many people have education, they out of the game. Right. People have degrees. Most important thing we get, this is what he told me, and then from a child that has known the Kudash scripture, which can instruct thee to. So does it make you say it because you know it?
No.
It can, and it said which are able, has the ability to do, but it's all about how you use it. So that's what we're trying to look at now, how we use the information that we get. That's key. Let's look at the next one. This is what he told us. All.
Kitab is given by inspiration of Elohim.
Which means?
Inspired.
He inspired. He's responsible. Can we see what inspired is? Feel someone with the urge or ability to do or feel something, especially to do something creative. That's what he did. That's what he did with Musha. He did the same thing with him. He filled him with the urge and with the ability to do something, especially to do something creative. That's how we got the word. He inspired it. ED passed that. That's where the inspiration came from, Yahuwah. He was the urge. He was the unction. He gave the ability to be able to do it. That's how you got your writers. You need to know where you're writing. Because everybody get confused and read it. Yeah, a man wrote it. Yeah, but he was inspired by it. Somebody urged him to do it. Okay? See if that's the 10th chapter of the book of See that the 10th chapter of the book of All Our Hot Dabarim 10 and 1? Is that what I want, Justin? That's tight. Count on the white man know everything. All right. Let's see what he said. Listen.
At that time, Yahuwah said unto me, hew thee 2 tables of a bond like unto the first, and come up unto me into the har, and make thee a taba of wood.
Mm-hmm.
And I will katab on the tables the dabarim that were in the first tables, which thou breakest, and thou shalt put them in the taba.
Uh-huh.
And I made a taba of shittim wood, and hewed 2 tables of a bond like unto the first, and went up into the har, having the 2 tables in mine hand. And he katab on the tables, according to the first katab, the 10 amar, which Yahuwah spake unto you in the har out of the midst of the fire, in the yum of the assembly, and Yahuwah gave them unto me.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned myself and came down from the har, and put the tables in the taba which I had made, and there they be as Yahuwah amar me.
So this will happen at 6, and I'm going to tell y'all something. Come on.
And the Benim of Yasharal took their Mahalak from Beroth of the Benim of...
Mahalak is their journey for those listening. Go ahead.
From Beroth of the Benim of Yakan to Mosera, there Aharon moved, and there he was buried, and Eleazar, his Ben, minister in the Kohan's office in his stead.
Would be Shara, his sister to serve. So this one to look at what was key. Now, I'm going to show y'all something that I know y'all proud of me. Did y'all read the Greek side? What did he tell them to do? Okay. Y'all didn't pay attention to it. Look and see if that's the 8th chapter of the book of Abarim. We'll look at 8 and 1 and read down. Let's look at something. Let's see.
Sir.
8 and 1. Listen.
Now of the things which we have spoken, this is the song.
What's the sum mathematically? That's the answer to it? That's the sum. That's what you get when you're doing mathematics. When you get the answer or addition only, the sum. When you first write the number above, those are the products.
No, product multiplication.
Multiplication product. Well, depending on what grade the girl in. All right, come on. He said this is the sum, the multiplication. This is what happened. What we have.
We have such an Rosh Kohan who is set on the right hand of the throne of the majesty in the Shamayim.
Mm-hmm.
A shower of the Makdash and of the Mashakan,
Mm-hmm.
which the Adon pitched and not Adam.
How many of y'all don't know what pitched is? Yeah. And, typically it means erect firm. When he told him to pitch it, it means to erect it and firm. Can we see what it means? Pitch, not to throw. Probably gonna get two. Probably gonna give us 2 definitions. Throw, yeah, for the battered try throw. Hit. Make a bid to obtain a contract of business. Okay, set up and fix in a definite position. That's what he told me. And the reason why I'm familiar with that years ago when he told, well, the writer, because it's King James perversion, but when he told Nuart to build the Taba, the ark, I want to call it the Taba, which is what they call the ark, the ship in which he built. He told him to pitch it within and without. I remember years ago I was trying to figure out what was he saying. So he was telling him to make it firm or fixed outside and inside. Anybody know why he would want that done? Hands? Good answer. Why? Uncorruptible. Because you're looking at what you're putting in it. You're looking at what you put in it. So it needs to be erected firm. because of what you're putting in it. All right? All right, let's go back. So set up and fix in a definite position. Okay? All right. Listen.
For every Rosh Kohan is ordained to offer Barakah and Zabak, wherefore it is of necessity that this each have somewhat also to offer.
That's right. It's of necessity. He's going to be a Rosh Kohan. What is he offering?
That's right.
Listen.
Or if he were on a rise,
What happened?
he should not be a Kohan,
Why?
seeing that there are Kohanim that offer Barakah according to the Turah.
He said, that's right. It wasn't because of the tribe, because he came along later to describe. There are a couple of things people will look at if you think about what they're saying. There's a couple of things they will look at would be reasoning for why. So first I look at he's not from Louis, so it wouldn't make sense in the first place. But he did have a connection. So there's a lot of things people rationalize in their mind, but he's trying to explain to him he was on the rights, he wouldn't be one because we already got people that do that. All right? Listen.
Who served unto the example and shadow of Shamayim things, as Mushah was admonished of Elohim when he was about to make the Mashakan.
What did he tell him?
For see, saith he, that thou make all things according to the pattern shewed to thee in the heart.
And that's the same thing Yahushua trying to tell us about what he did that Abba had taught him. And what the Abba showed him was important because this is the same thing that Mushah did. They knew it was very well possible because Mushah only did what he told him. What he heard, what he was shown, that's what he told him to do. He was admonished to make sure you do everything after the pattern, follow the same structure. That's why he tried to tell you that the being can do nothing of itself. He tried to tell you, just like the Father showed him, that's what he did. The only reason you pay attention, because that's the same thing with Mushah. So we knew when Mushah came down and Yahuwah confirmed it for us. When he had everybody to gather them together, he came down and he let everybody know exactly who he spoke to. If there be a Nabaim, a one among you, he said, I myself, Yahuwah, will make myself known to him. How? In a Kalamu or in a Kazum. He said, my being, my Abad, which is servant, Mushah, he says, not so. He said, with him I speak mouth to mouth and not in no dark speeches. He didn't speak to him in no riddles. Mushah didn't get nothing in riddles. He the one told us plainly and clearly what Yahuwah was going to do. He said he was going to raise up one like unto me, and he was going to come from the midst of the Akim. He told us him we were going to have to heal. As he let us know. And people think they're going to heaven. Why he going to say it's going to be whosoever on him going to be smitten off the face of the rise? Because he's going to set that Malkuth up him. Should have told them they ain't going to get into heaven. He told them they wasn't going to be, he going to get them off the face of the rise. All right? So let's come on, let's finish up.
But now hath he obtained a more excellent shara, by how much also he is the mediator of a better Berit,
Yeah,
which was established upon better Shabbat.
that makes sense. Come on.
For if that first Berit had been faultless,
Then,
should no Malkum have been sought for the second,
so what did he do?
for finding fault with them.
What did he do?
He said, behold, the Yamim come, said the Adon,
What happened?
when I will make a new Berit with the Beth of Yasharal and with the Beth of Yehuda. Not according to the Berit that I made with their Abud in the Yum when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the Arats of Misraim.
Because,
They continue not in my Berit,
yeah,
and I regarded them not, said the Adon.
what happened?
For this is the Berit that I will make with the Beth of Yasharal after those Yamim, said the Adon.
What happened?
I will put my Turah into their log,
And,
write them in their log,
yeah,
and I will be to them a Elohim.
and.
They shall be to me a Om.
So now, when we start to look at this, this is the same thing we had at the first one. We went and looked at the 10th chapter, when we read the 10th chapter of the book of Al Dabarim. Mushah had took them and he broke the first ones. So he made a second one, didn't he? What was different about the second one? See, people try to think they got escape. He never gave them escape. He said, all I'm going to do is write the same thing I wrote in the first one. But this time he told them, I'm going to put them in some incorruptible. That's what y'all miss. Because I'm going to put it in the inward parts. See, when we be changed, he talked about putting off this corruptible and putting on incorruption. Y'all got it? So the change is necessary that he put it somewhere different. Y'all got it? He had to get it somewhere where it really counted on our inward parts. That's what Musa did. He told him to build a tower. He built the tower. He said, this I'm going to put inside the tower. And this time he's going to put in something incorruptible. And that was the purpose of the Son, trying to do, get us into a better state than we've been in. See, a lot of stuff that's taking us down from wealth, management, from our people being incarcerated, is because we haven't properly dispensed information to keep them away from it. You can tell people, don't do this, young man, or you're going to go to jail, but you got to teach them in a way that you instruct them away from it. And then you got to give them an opportunity to give them something to keep them from doing it. Just like sin, you can tell people all you want to, don't sin. They don't stop nobody from sinning. You'll still sin till you can change the nature. Just like they'll do, you'll take a person out of a project, you'll put them somewhere, and they'll start telling, I grew up in the project, and da-da-da. Now I've gone, and I did such things, and I married, and now I'm in my family, we live in better than we do all these things. You change the nature. And that's what we got to do with our people. You got to change the nature. You got to change how they perceive things, how they see things, and how they do things. There has to be another opportunity. Y'all got it? And that's what he came to do. He gave us a better and another opportunity to keep us from sin. The sin's still here. Did sin leave? The Son did. The people say he destroyed sin. No, he destroyed the power that sin has over you, that you don't break it and stop doing it. He did not get rid of sin. And that's what people say. You know, Jesus came and Jesus destroyed sin. No, he didn't. If he did, nobody should go to hell. Nobody should be condemned, because sin should be destroyed. It was never the intent of sending him. All it is just your will to do differently than what the Father commands you to do. Let's break it down to the most simplistic part. Sin is just a transgression of the law. So once the law is imputed, now it gives opportunity for sin to enter. Sin couldn't enter until man got here and man went against. That gave the opportunity. Once the law comes, that's how you get the opportunity for sin to come in. Because now somebody's got to break it. Now sin entered in. Y'all got it? So now he came in to give us a better understanding on how to defeat that mindset, or how to control the flesh and the will of the flesh, that it keeps us from going against the will of Elohim. That's all he did for us. He destroyed that power we had over it, and he realized, I got to put it in their inward parts. Before, it was exterior, frontlets, upon your eyes, upon your doorpost. Your doorpost is your heart? Your eyes not your heart. Well, your eyes see a whole lot of things. I got to write them on your inward parts. So what do you do if you go blind? They're supposed to be a frontlets upon your eyes. So what if you don't have a home? What are we going to do about your doorpost? See all these things. But if I put them in your heart and in your mind, it don't matter if you have a home. It don't matter if you have your literal vision. It's still in my inward parts. And that's what he looked at. It got to get us to defeat sin. This is why we're so far behind. And that's what he said. Why do you think Musa broke the tablets? He found fault with them. That's why he found a fault with them. And that's why he broke it. Signifying what we did, but I'm just going to go back, and I know what I need to do now. I need to get this in their inward parts. Let me tell you something. We wrestle with the whole dynamics of salvation. People still wrestle with how to obtain it, how to get it. This is a knowledge we got to take on. We got to realize, breaking this down to the most simplistic point, that we understand how not to commit sin. 7th chapter right quick of the book of Romans. Y'all give me a little time. I'm going to get y'all finished. At the end of the day, we got to get this right. And we can raise these young people up with a mind of understanding the concept of not committing kata. We've done our job. If I can get the adults in here to realize about not committing kata. And they can't be just telling you, it's understanding the basis of it. What festers it? What motivates it? Isn't that right? It's the fact to go against the will of. Your flesh is just designed to not do, but he's saying it can be brought under subjection. It can be brought under subjection. You got to want people to say, I don't see how to do it. Let me tell you something. You can not want to do something all you want. It don't change what your body wants. The whole thing is what you give into. That's why I want to give you the ability to not give into. I'm changing and say, I want to be saved, so now I don't get horny. That don't change nothing. Horny is still horny. That's the flesh. It's just you have to change this look, make your body come under the will of, yes, body horny, yes, the body want, yes, the body tan and raging to do, but the will of Elohim is. And that's what he's trying to show. This can be brought under subjection. He's showing us sin can be conquered. He told her that everything had been put under his feet, yet not all things yet, because we still see kata. But he given us a mindset to be able to break the will of, to where it controls you and that you actually give into it, okay? This is the 7th chapter. Let's see how this works. Listen.
Know ye not, I king, for I speak to them that know the Turah,
That know the direction and that know the instructions.
how that the Turah hath dominion over an Ish.
How long?
As long as he Kai.
See that? As long as he live, he's subject to it. He's subject to the Turah. The Turah still rule over him. He don't make dead people obey nothing. Y'all got it? So long as you living, you got to obey it. How long you got to do it? As long as you live. Y'all got it? This part of your existence. As long as you live. This is your survival. Listen.
For the Asha, which hath an husband, is bound by the Turah to her husband, so long as he Kai.
What happened?
But if the husband be moot, she is loosed from the Turah of her husband.
What happened?
So then, if, while her husband Kai, she be married to another Ish, she shall be called an adulteress.
And that's what Yasharal is. That's what Yehud is. The fact that we lay with other Elohims and we serve other action, other attributes, where we commit Qatar, you in adultery. Because the Torah done bound us, and he gave you some simplicity you understood. A woman married to a man is still married to that man as long as he lives. And Yahuwah stretched forth his hand and said, what did he do? What was he trying to tell her? You still married to him. The wife stretched, he said, I stretched my form, my hand and shot me and I said, I live forever. Let man know you don't ever get away from this. I don't know how these people come up with adultery. I don't know how you can't adultery from divorce. You can't divorce from him.
That's right.
Because he just told you that a woman is bound her husband as long as he lives. But if he be dead, then she lose. But Yahuwah say, I live forever.
That's right.
Hello? The people tell how they kill Yahushua. You better remember something. He got out of that one. He got out of that body before you could do that. Hello? Before he could actually be arrested and taken out, he got out. That's who we learned that from. Joseph. That's right. We learned from Joseph. When a woman cried out the first time and she screamed out for help, and the second time she cried, she had her clothes, he got out of them. He left it. That's the same thing Yahushua did. He left that body. Hello? He lived forever. That's what Yahuwah told her. He said, I live forever. Let her know we were already bound to him. But they didn't know why he told them that. Y'all got it? Therefore, while her husband, which her Ish liveth, she shall be called an adulteress if she be with another Ish, and we with another Elohim. But if the husband, the Ish, be moot, she is delivered from the Torah of her husband, so that she is not an adulteress if she be married, if she be with another Ish. Let's go. Therefore,
wherefore, my Akim, ye also are become moot to the Torah by the Basar of Mashiach. Ye should be married to another, even to him who is cum from the moot, that we should bring forth pari unto Elohim.
That makes sense. When a woman get married, she expect to have kids. So now what happened with the first one? It gave us the opportunity to break the law of sin. Purpose of the Son coming and dying. He gave us the opportunity to break the law of sin. He said, you also were married. Then he said, he said, hold on for a minute. I'm confused. Let me see. Verse 3? Hold on, I'm sorry, 4. Therefore, my Akim, you also are become
moot,
dead to the law by the body of the Mashiach, that you may belong to another. So now he done came and told you, because we said he does judge that if one, what was it again? If one died, then all were dead. He got rid of that excuse. He nailed it to the cross, took it out of the way. So now you could be married to Yahushua, to Yahuwah. You can come back and now you could be permanently married to some and you can lose that estate. He had to give it to some we understood. Although Yahuwah never died, so it made sense for the Son to come. It made sense because remember, we put all of our Kata'im on him. Everything was put on him. Where did we learn that from? Hands, hands, hands. Oh, I got a bishop. I got him. I got John. Hold on, I got John. I got First John. Hold on. I ain't get the usher. I ain't get Daoud, the doorkeeper. I had Daoud, the doorkeeper. Hold on, we got a hump. Hump, what you doing out there? Just walk around raising your hand. Hold on for a minute. That man back there just raising his hand. That man waving. You got to answer back there, Greek. Listen, can we please hear Greek? Greek, I want to hear their answer. Tell them louder. They can't hear you. Who? Tell them about Rebecca. Okay, wrong. Now, how we going to learn this? So the hall done died. Let me give him a doorkeeper. Now y'all messed up. Both of y'all the same name. That's a good. What you got?
I was gonna say the scapegoat.
Exactly right. The scapegoat. Yeah, he's a man. That's the answer. Well, the reason why you're gonna look at the scapegoat, for those that don't remember, the scapegoat, we were taught on the book of Uyakra that we were supposed to take two. The one we were going to take, we were going to sacrifice. The other one we were going to put the hand. The Kohan had to put his hand upon it, and he was supposed to pronounce all the kata of the arm on him. And we were supposed to send him away in a place uninhabited. So he was going to bear the kata a minute. So that's how we understood Yahushua. Y'all missed. That's why the people were slapping him and putting their hands on him. That's what we were supposed to do with the scapegoat. Yeah. Remember, we were supposed to see, he covered on what the first one, we were supposed to kill it. And the second, we were supposed to put it in a place uninhabited. That's why we put him in a tomb where never man laid, uninhabited. And we was to kill him. Remember, he was two. The book told us that the two, that's where they mess up at. They try to find out where the other goat. He told you the two were going to be one. So when we killed him, that's why they begged the body, and Joseph or Arimathea put him in a tomb that he made where never a man laid. It was important because he was bearing the kata of many. So it was significant that he had to be in a place that was never inhabited. Who inhabits the Kobah, the grave? That's why we had to put him there. See, all this was symbolic, and it was significant to us because we were looking at someone who was going to bear our kata'im, which means if he bared it, that let the people clear. One, we were to kill for it. The other one, we was to let go in a place uninhabited. That covered us. So now he said, you also have become dead, so now that you could be married to another. He won't take us in our present state. Hello? Okay, don't worry about it. All right, risen again from the moot, that we may bring forth Pari to Elohim. That's what typically happens when a man gets, a woman and man get married, right? She gets pregnant, she produces fruit. That's what he told us. So now you can produce Pari to Elohim. Let's see. For
when we were in the Basar,
what happened?
The motions of Kataim, which were by the Turah,
what happened?
Did work in our members to bring forth Pari unto Mut.
See that? Now, when we were in the flesh, the passions of Kataim, which were by the Torah, did work in our members to bring forth the Pari unto Mut. This is true. The Torah actually instigates sin.
That's right.
It instigates it. Because once you know what it is, you go against it. That's what we did. That's what the flesh want to do. I don't see the reason of the flesh is I don't see what's wrong with it. To me, I mean, that's just me though talking. That's just your flesh talking. Those are the motion. Those are the attributes of the flesh. So that's what he came to do. He came to condemn sin in the flesh. Nobody condemned. Nobody. That's why he said, if I hadn't done what nobody else had done, everybody came committed kata. Even when Solomon told us about when he set up and he made the berith with Elohim concerning the place, he told him about when we go and we pray to him. He said, because it no each that don't commit kata. That one thing he put him in. He said, because it ain't nobody that don't do it, which means it justifies sin. If it's nobody don't do it, how's it then at the end of the day? Really, how bad are we? Since everybody does it. So it's important to bring forth a man and put him in the flesh and let him come and break all that cycle. Let him come and manifest a man who gone through have not. That's why I told you, this is my Kabi be being, in whom I'm well pleased. And the book told who did know, neither what to see even found him out. So that's what he did in leaving us an example that we should follow who? His steps. That's right. Means we were going to mimic. We was going to mimic the behavior. Like just right, like Yashakar. You said Yashara. Who? Ishmael. Who you said? Yashakar was the baby. You don't make me want to laugh. You make me want to fight. No, but that's it. Come on. But now
we are delivered from the Torah, that being Mut, wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of Ruach and not in the oldness of the letter.
That's what we look at. See that? So, but now we are loose from the Torah of Mut, going right back to the marriage. Remember he told that the woman, she loose from the law that keeps her to where she can't have another one. Once he moots, guess what happened? She's free. So now he came along and told you, now you loose, which means what? Yahushua will free us through his moot.
That's right.
Y'all got it. Same thing we look at with Shamshun when he sat down and he killed all the Philistines. He killed all of the Adons of the Philistines, which means what happened to the people? They were free. Through how? So we understood that because they told him when they came to see him, Yehuda, remember, don't you know that they rule
over us.
So when he had all of the lords of the Philistine inside of the arena and he killed them, what happened to the people? So guess what? He just freed them. He freed them. So that's the same thing happened for us. He freed us through his moot. See, all of these stories that you know that happened for us, they were written so you'll learn that through his moot, he freed us from what held us captive. Okay? The book said he made a show of openly. They brought Shamshun into an arena. Who were there? And they all seen it. The house was full. And the book said he triumphed over them all. Don't worry about it. Come on. Okay, this is 6. What did it say?
Just read 6.
Okay, come on.
But what shall we say then? Is the Turah Chata, Elohim forbid.
See that? That's what we got to clear, because people say that when they read, see, the law was wrong. See, when we had the law back then, the law was wrong. The law was not wrong. The only reason we look at the law as sin, and saying that because the law allowed sin to be identified.
Right.
Y'all got it? That's why I said, if there's no law, then nothing's imputed.
Right.
If there's no speed limit sign and somebody does 30, somebody does 10, somebody does 130, somebody do 200, somebody does 50, who's wrong? Because there's nothing to implement. But when you put in and saying 55 and then you say 45 minimum, I condemn everybody who don't come up to the standard.
Right.
And I condemn everybody who tried to seat over it.
Right.
Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
So that's what it took for us to identify. That's why people refer to the law as sin in conversation, because we wouldn't have sin if it wasn't for the law. Because sin is identified by the law. Y'all got it? Let's see what happened.
Nay, I had not known Chata, but by the Turah. For I had not known lust, except the Turah had said, thou shalt not covet.
See that? That's what he said. The Turah taught me that. So the Turah came and instructed me, those are behavior that shouldn't be done among me. I shouldn't be coveting nothing. Whose?
My neighbor.
My Re'ah, my Ah. Now I see one of them folks out there with it, I take that from, I get it. That's sin. That's your mama. It's wrong teaching. That's among us. You ain't supposed to covet that. See, that keeps shalom among us. That thing shouldn't be done. He said it shouldn't be done among us. All these things, a lot of things shouldn't be done among us. Okay? Come on.
But Chata, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner.
Is that 9?
8.
8 still?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right. But sin, taking occasion, which is what?
Favorable time or opportunity.
So with Ka'ua, when she was hungry, and she saw the tree was good for what? Food. 1 and 1. What did she do? And guess why? It was opportunity. That's an occasion. It was favorable for her to do it. See, just like sin favorable. Anybody finna have a dosha right here? It's not favorable for you. We're gonna kick you, stomp you out. You gotta meet, go somewhere and do something. You gotta fornicate. See, you find an opportunity. What time? Let's do it around 9 o'clock. It's gotta be a time set. It's got to be the opportunity and the right setting for it to happen. And that's what he realized, that's what it's going to do. It'll come in at an inopportune time. It's inopportune for it because it got you in transgression. But it's a favorable time to get you outside the will of Elohim. Y'all got it? All right, come on.
But Chata, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the Turah, Chata was moot.
See that? It's dead. So what's the easy thing to do, Justin? Based off of what 8 said. Back me down to 8. But sin, taking occasion by the commandment, wrought in me all manner of concupiscence. For without the law, sin was moot. What's the easiest thing to do?
Not sure.
Get rid of the law. He said right here. That's right. The easiest thing to do is get rid of the law. Think about it. What would be the easiest thing to do? If it only vives and only takes life because of the law, let's get rid of the law. Then sin is dead. But that's not the way he constructed it. He constructed to get rid of sin. The law is here for a reason. Y'all got it? The law is set for a reason. Y'all got it? The law is set for life. Yeah, that's all of him has always been for order. Even when he set us up, when we signed the Chata, when we signed the Kato Sarah, or we signed the Turah, it was order. He told when we signed them that one side was to get up before the other. And then the exit, because it's always been order. You can't have everybody carefully getting up just going. It's always been order. And when you set the Kohans up, everything was in order. He had everything for an order. He even told, let everything be done decently and
In order.
You can't do that if you don't have a law.
Right.
It's impossible for it to be done decently in order when you don't have a law. Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go.
For I was Kai without the Turah once.
See that? And I lived sometimes without the Turah, but when
Commandment came,
so what happened?
Chata
He
revived,
said that revived.
and I moved.
That's what happened. And I died. Go ahead.
And the commandment which was ordained to Kai,
See that? That's what people need to know. What happened?
I found to be unto moot.
See that? And why was it moot? Why can I get a hand? Why would you see it being moot? Yes, sir. Apostle. That's right. Going against it. That's what it. That's the benefits of it. Everything got benefit. The benefit of committing sin is death. He said, but what was the purpose of it when it was given? And that's why he gave it to Ish, because I intended on Ish surviving.
Yes, sir.
So he wanted you to know the way we view the law is it's easy to get rid of the law, but he wants us to comply, just like you would with your son or your daughter. You want them to comply. You want them to follow. No parent will give their kids rules because you're trying to kill them. You give them rules because you're trying to keep them alive. You're trying to keep them safe. I don't want you with that crowd. No, I don't want you out that time of night. No, I don't want you doing that. No, you can't be in the car with all those kids. No, why? Because I see death. I see imminent danger, so I'm setting things up that predicate to keep you alive. That was the whole purpose of him giving us the Turah. He said, I set you when I made you to keep you alive. And the fact that he came to us and he made us his son, because first we only seen Yahuwah as a creator. There's a lot of people create things, don't mean they necessarily love and have the care and affection. So he changed the relationship and he made us sons. That's a difference. So it's a benefit on me doing it, on the fact that I'll inherit. I'll inherit. Y'all got it. I mean, think about it. He had to change the relationship. You had to see him as a creator. I see him as a father. Y'all got it, as a begotter, as responsible for him. So I'm looking to be an heir. A father's going to deal with a child differently. He's going to deal with somebody that's not his own. That's why these people can look for a punishment. They're going to be a lot more strict, a lot more severe on them than us. When he have mosh pot on them, he won't have a recount. Even with your child, they might think you beat them to death. You beat them in a way that you're trying to persuade them out, but there's still a carry in it because I'm trying to get you to a point. Y'all got it. It's a difference. Y'all know that. They might think, oh, you trying to kill me. No. What you're doing is killing you. I'm only giving you this because what you've done, this is what it got you. And this is supposed to be you to persuade you to turn you back. Same thing he did with us. All it's done to turn you away from. You can't turn nobody away from them playing. Well, he had to make it more and more severe. He said, if you don't turn, he said, it's going to be 7 times. I'm going to come harder. Because it's all driven, predicated on you. Man, Yahuwah's so hard on us. What you doing? Ain't that right? Because you won't turn, so he's trying to get you to turn. You got a stubborn child, won't break. You trying to break, what you do? Just stop? No. You going to break. You going to break, I'm going to break something. Ain't that right? Because they're predicated, I'm trying to turn you. So you get to understand the compassion he has for a child, and he's driven on trying to get her back into a certain order. Okay? All right, come on. 11.
For Chata, taking occasion by the commandment, deceived me, and by it slew me.
Who conversation with that? That's right. Cool. Remember she told him? She said, the serpent beguiled me. And a lot of people don't realize when you commit sin, you need to know you've been deceived. You deceived. A lot of people thinking they smart, you're deceived. And that's what he told you. That's what it'll do. It'll use the law by an occasion, and next thing you know, it'll deceive you. It'll use the commandments to work against you. That's why it's important. It makes sense to constantly keep telling them about going back over it, going back over it, so you'll know what's working against you. That's a lot of different things we hadn't gone back over. We're going to start going back over, so we can make sure we memorize. When you don't memorize, you go ahead. I brought up with Josh, he asked about it. He said, it's okay on Shabbat. He said, it's okay, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably looking at this video for work. I ain't even doing the work, just looking at it on Shabbat. Is that all right? Because what'll happen, that's what sin will do. It'll take occasion. It'll find something that'll say, well, it ain't really work. Like, ain't like I'm like going out on a job and driving or doing something or picking up a bunch of stuff. So what it'll do, it'll take it and make it get something that seems like it's more drastic and make it look smaller to make it look like it ain't Chata. But Shabbat is just that. We don't do it. But see, if we don't say nothing about these things regularly, and what he did is typically what we ought to do. If we don't hear something in a long enough time, we probably stop doing it. And you'll drift off on something. It's just what he said it is. It don't change. He said, I'm Yahuwah. What he said do?
Change not.
It don't matter what you talk about it or not. If it come back up, it don't change. I ain't saying about women wearing pants. One of y'all cool can try if you want to. You can get you something in Christian pants. And them Christian gachos you want to. It don't change. These women to say what they want to say out here with them pants on. Y'all know good well. They know they might remember. A woman know it better safe for her to be in a dress. Isn't that right? That's what a man made for. Isn't that right? Don't let nobody know. Well, I think a woman look better. I think a woman look feminine. I think a woman look beautiful in a dress and a skirt. That's just being out. I don't think that about them hot pants they got on. That was old food to call. Got your hot pants on.
Yep.
They don't call that. You might know them old folk call so you can see you got your hot pants on. That was a shame that kid got on some hot pants.
Yep.
You remember you hear him say that before years ago? Cool, hot pants. You didn't? You probably from the wrong part of South Carolina. How many of y'all hear them remember over here called them hot pants? That was embarrassed. They say you got them hot pants. Isn't that right? They get in hot pants. I can tell you, you call them hot pants. Days of Dude. Them short. They were called them pants Days of Dude.
Jeans short.
Yeah, them the jeans short back then. Just a good old boy. And that's all right. They got them around the house with their husband now. No. But somebody said for real. No. They don't for real. They niggas be waiting on some stuff around here. Ain't they? So he said, seduce me and by it,
Kill me.
That's right. It's going to take your life. Listen.
Wherefore the Turah is Kodash, and the commandment Kodash, and Sadak, and Tub.
So he want to clear it up because people got the wrong concept about the law. If I'm messing up because it's a law, it makes sense to get rid of law. When I was growing up, I looked at my dad fussing at me, getting in trouble. I wanted my dad dead. I ain't want to change. It would have been better if I just changed. For me, the logic was for my dad to be dead. Because I looked at he was against me. He was fussing at me. He made it hard for me. It was easy for him to be dead. Versus, it was really better for me to just change. He was only set there for a particular purpose. He had to help guide me to keep me out. But see, our logic get the same thing with the Torah. Get rid of the law. No, not getting rid of the law. You got to get rid of your behavior. Your behavior, it was giving you the recompense. Come on.
Was then that which is Tub made moot unto me?
Which he asked a question. What did he say?
Elohim forbid.
See, Elohim said, listen to what he said.
But Kata, that it might appear Kata,
By what?
working moot in me by that which is Tub, that Kata, by the commandment, might become exceedingly Kata.
See that? That's what he's looking at. He was trying to get you to see how bad sin was. If my law shows you sin and you're going to commit sin, I tell you that sin is death, the only way to get you to see it is to kill you by it. And you'll start to see sin as wrong was the concept and not the Torah. That makes sense? Think about it. If it wasn't attached to death, what was you going to do? You keep doing it. So when I attach it to death, then sin really got to be that bad. See, this is what you guys don't look at. You're not practical. Sin has to appear in the state that it is in order to get you some of the persuasion and get you from it. There's no magic potion to stop you from committing sin. It's how you perceive it. So how he gave it to us in concept to perceive it is, I'm going to kill you if you do it. You're going to die if you do it. So it would appear as bad as it is. Y'all got it, and not the Torah. the Torah would appear to us as two and would be more appealing as she saw the tree. One for food, one to be desired and make one wise. Like he said, and that from a child thou hast known, which are able to do what? So he wants you to, that's how he wants you to see the Torah. But unfortunately, we see sin that way. He needs us to see sin as death, often dreadful. He needs to see the Torah as life. Y'all got it? And it's because the Torah identified, I'm giving you life by keeping it. So which is better? Is it better to be dead or alive? Then the Torah right. Then the Torah right then. Y'all got it? Because my whole existence, my whole intent for man was that he survived. So what I got to show you, not just give you survival too, but teach you how useful. You're not military people testify. They'll have you pack a whole lot of stuff that seems maybe sometimes sensible until you actually get into crisis. There are some things some people feel like, I don't need to pack all this stuff in this bag. Until you get yourself in a situation and realize, I needed that. You got it? And that's what you're trying to get to see concerning the Torah. You actually need this, and it actually benefits you. It's a survival tool. But if you don't use it, you're going to find yourself out and without it. You got it? Sin is supposed to appear exactly the way it is. We're supposed to ostracize you. If hypothetically you commit something, it's certain things we just supposed to ostracize you and get away from it. So she'll see the action as that bad. We get her, oh, innocent child, baby, don't work, do. They ain't teaching her nothing. He told her to shun her. Withdraw yourself from her. So it will make it appear exactly as it is and say, you know what? I don't like the way everybody treat me. I don't like how everybody looking at me. I don't like how everybody feel about it. To make what? To make the act look as bad as it is so you'll repent and turn from it. See, if you don't understand it, then you'll continue to do it. It's designed to make it look as it is. The problem with us, we make sin look better than what it is. Yep. Now, instead of being a ray out of Elohim, we become an enemy. Mutual hatred. Enmity. We mutual hatred. Because we don't shun the way we're supposed to. Hello? He even told us such a one. He said, no such a one. He said, don't even eat with them. He even told you, don't count them as an enemy, but you're trying to draw them away from what they're doing. So it will appear the way it is. If you had to eat by yourself, nobody eat with you, what you be thinking? Man, I hate I effed up like this. Man, it's this bad. Everybody hood dapping you up going, you're like, okay, we can be better. Ain't that bad then. And you'll be right back again. See, the way he designed it is to try to get you to draw back to the fold. The way we've done it, the whole fold right. Whole fold right. Come on. Is that it? Come on. I'm going to let y'all go. We finish. Come on. Are y'all understanding this, though? Let's see. Come on.
For we know that the Torah is ruachni.
Yes, right.
But I am carnal.
What
sold
happened?
under Chata.
See that? And he asked you, to which of my credit did I sell you to? You hear that? He said, because you carnal, see, you sold under sin. Come on.
For what? For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I.
Mm-hmm. So, you understand? For that which I work, I understand not. For what I do not, that good which I will, but the rosha which I hate, that I do. That's what it is. Trying to get a rationale behind the things that we do in our logic. And a lot of time, that's what we wind up doing. We become a lot of time sad and regretful after we put ourselves in a bad situation. Right. But a lot of time we don't consider it before we get in.
That's right.
The whole purpose of teaching is to start understanding before you do it. Anybody can feel bad after they do it.
That's right.
And we'll think that's change. That's not change. You keep hitting your head over and over again. At some point, we want to get logical enough and get the mindset to where, why keep bumping my head? I already know where it's going to yield me. Right. I already know where it's going to come back to. What are we going to do? It ain't going to come back to this. So now he's trying to look at, why am I putting it? He's speaking from a personal experience. This is what he's recognized when it comes down to committing katan. I keep doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? At first it may be saying the Torah, but the Torah is ruach, it's spiritual. And not only that, everything he give me, it's kudash, it's separated. I'm the problem. Recognizing it's me. What did Yunus find out when he was on the ship? He realized I'm the problem. Because I went against the Torah. Everybody trying to investigate, everybody else didn't understand. He knew, I understand. False in me. False in me. And that's the first thing we got to do. Nothing wrong with the Torah, false in me. Come on.
If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the Torah that it is two.
Come on.
Now then it is no more I that do it, but Chata that dwelleth in me. For I know that in me, that is, in my basar, dwelleth no two thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is two, I find not.
So now we look at for, hold on, come back down. For I know that dwelleth not in me, that is to say, in my flesh, that which is, for to will is present with me, but to accomplish that which is two, I find not. So it makes sense why he will put some of our inward parts. You got to see yourself exactly as it is. He said he found out with himself that ain't no good thing in him. So it makes sense why we try to obtain him, while we try to implement his plan versus the plan that we have operating in the flesh. See, this is the thing I have for us, and the thing we want to consider as I'm getting ready to finish. I know a lot of y'all still playing around with it, and you'll continue to do it till you come into the rationalization of what you need to see and how you need to see it. Okay, it is as bad as it is, and it is as terrible as it is, and you have to see it that way. I just be honest with you. For me, to commit adultery is just senseless. Now, let me be clear. I ain't always had that mind. So I don't want nobody to think that I ain't always had that mind. It's just it's not even a conversation. It's just not a conversation, because I already know what it's going to yield me. It ain't going to yield me, no, I'm going to be good. It ain't going to yield me, I'm going to get over it and be better. It's going to yield me, that's going to be it for me. Because I'm at a point of where knowledge at, and I can't escape it. And I'm at a point where I'm good with that, because I'm more set myself on, like he said, the things above and not the things of the right. Fornication, adultery, all these things right here, evil concupiscence, all these things right here. Listen, the wrath of Allah, he ain't going to come on all these children of disobedience. And that's what he kept showing us in the 10th chapter of 1 Corinthians. Everybody that went contrary, he came back. Listen, he said, I wiped them out, 24,000 at one time. He would constantly wipe them out. Why? He needed us to see that it was that dreadful. You thinking, that's pretty extreme to kill 24,000 people at one time. Would y'all not agree? Like Dwayne said about that tick on the man road, that's excessive. So now you're starting to think about, what was he trying to get the appearance to be? It's that bad. This ain't something I'm just telling you. It's that bad that if you don't do it, I'm going to kill all of you. And then I let different things take it, whether it's storm, whether it's flood, whether it's rock. I make all this come against you. Remember, all the stuff he used to come against you and take it out are all the things you're supposed to rule over. To make it look that bad. That everything going to work against you. Everything going to come against you. That favor ain't going to be on your side. To get you to see it that bad, to realize, I don't ever want to be in that state anymore. I don't ever want to be that person. But a lot of y'all, it hadn't driven home to you to your mind to realize you need to stop being that person. And you're going to be one of those people going to keep playing, and you're going to play till it's too late. You're going to find yourself on the other side, and you're going to find yourself burning this shit. Right now, while we're on this side, is our best opportunity to sit down and start looking at. It has to be that bad that he kills people behind it. It's that strenuous. It's that serious that this man had put the contingency of sin as death. That's the only option he had for sin. Death is the only option. Now, there is one. There is one now. He told you, I would not that you pray for it. There is one. That's not death. I'll teach y'all about it another day, though. But he told you don't pray for that one. Because people try to look. But every other one, he put it on the death. Y'all know that? A lot of y'all don't even know what it is, do you?
No, sir.
Don't even worry about it. You say you're thinking. You can think all you want to. It ain't going to get you now.
That's right.
No, it ain't going to get you now. That's not. Now I'm just saying, no, it's not. It's not. And the only one he had for that, if a man had took a woman that she was a bondswoman, he took her. He declared that they wouldn't be put to death, but he was going to have to go ahead and he was going to have to marry her. He said one word of death. They could offer an offering for it. But what we try to get people to understand, he wanted this to look as bad as it was, just so you wouldn't do it. And all the years we've gone through this happened, you know that people still ain't got it yet. The only reason these people died from the wars, Only reason the people, this is why they looking at, they don't realize. They thinking they don't have nothing to do with sin. They don't realize. Only reason the weather is destroying these people, Yahuwah is using this against you. All this is because of sin. So it'll appear that drift, all the United Nations doing, and figuring how much money can we throw at climate change. It's not climate change, it's man change. He's doing this so it'll appear. Only people not recognize it if people don't fear him. All they keep thinking, we need to go to electric cars. Let me tell y'all the secret electric car. Electric cars are going to destroy us. They're going to, listen, they're going to mine so much lithium from the rock. Those batteries are going to do more destruction than the oil. And you still going to have the oil. Oil is just not in your car. It's in your tires. It's in everything you use, everyday things. So if you get rid of all consumption, they kind of throw on these cars and their mission, you're done. And you still going to overmine their rock, pull it lithium, and it's going to destroy us. What you think they're going to do to them big old giant batteries when they get old? They ripping the place apart for cell phones. All the minerals you got to use for these cell phones are killing people. And they're not even talking about that because they try to cover it up to make it all look like it's the car. California people, New York, two the dumbest state. I will stand on that fact. You don't have two dumber states than California and New York. They don't know faggotry killing us. They think it's the car, the banana in the tailpipe. All that's killing them. These people are so dumb. They think an electric car is going to save them. What about the plug-ups? You know how many things? You got to put these things, if everybody get an electric car, how many stations you got to have? You know how many people you have sitting around stuck, plugged up the stations? Can't go nowhere? These dumb people run out of gas. Got a nigga saying E. They think that mean extra. Then a nigga hand on E, then E, and the nigga lean like this. Now that's a little more in now. Nigga, that's you leaning. The hand ain't going nowhere. At my end, my clothes. What we gonna do? If we don't start saying this stuff the way that man say, we doomed. When that man come back, he said, I'm gonna destroy that whole thing with her increase. That's your babies, your kids. He killing everything when he come back here. You have got to start seeing this thing the way he sees it. And if y'all still committing sin, you don't see it the way he see it. This is a waste of your time being here. It's a waste of your time to listen. Because that man gonna kill you, and it's because you're too dumb and too stupid to realize it and see it the way he see it. I'm gonna kill everybody that I catch committing sin, so those people will see the law as a savior. That's the only thing gonna keep you from dying. So for me, the Turah is good. I see the Turah as life. I see sin, death, and death, and that's how I'm supposed to say it. Why do you think he asked almost about the basket? I need to know, what do you see? I wouldn't ask y'all because I know you're a lie. You don't see sin the way you're supposed to see it. That's why you're still doing it. That's the whole purpose of it. And you don't, in that case, you don't see your survival. A lot of y'all who rationalize, you wrestling with, I don't see him saving me. Let me tell you your rationale why. Because you don't see sin the way he tells it is. You don't believe the man when he tells you this. Sin is that bad. The only people that this man is going to murder, he's going to slaughter, he's going to crucify, he's going to kill, are sinners. Kata'im, sinners. And the people that commit sin don't believe it's that bad. The people that don't commit the sin, the only way they don't, because they see it that bad, and they see the Turah that good for life. That's two.